deck, breaking all the specs. Relativity theories, worlds getting small. Grasp the universal laws, standing tall. From the atom to the cosmos, we rolling deep. Grazing up the stars, no time to sleep. Black holes and supernovas, concepts we unfold. Brain power heavy, yeah, that's Dr. Gold. Dr. Gold dropping gems, knowledge raining down. Actual education making scholars all around. Perpendicular minds, angles sharp as ice. Maths and physics, yeah, the future's real nice.
All right, what's up, everybody? Let me start this off on Discord. Nice, okay. That should be streaming all right. What's up, sup? 1, 2, 3,
Wagwan.
5, 5, 6. Hit Wagwan. Wagwan, my boy. There you go. Nice. Good, that's all right. What's up, Reki? Sensation's on a 7 stream streak. You're on a 7 stream streak. Yellow, as in the color.
The
Nice.
word is kiro. Yellow
Is that
in Japanese is kiro.
Kiro. Italian, it's giallo.
Jello?
I think it sounds like jello, right? Giallo. I think in Spanish it's amarillo. Yeah. What's up, Umang
Amarillo.
Mishra? Amarillo. What's up, Umang Mishra? I guess I'm gonna TikTok stream.
What else? Chinese. Do we know what it is in Chinese?
I don't know the word the yellow in Chinese is.
How do I? German.
Ooh, I want to say Zyklon, but like that's not right. That's not the right one. Either.
That's not quite right.
But it is like kind of yellowish, I remember. Like a mustard gas, you know? I don't know.
Oh, is that because of the build-up on the walls of the concentration camps?
Right, yeah. Ooh, isn't it yellow?
Yeah.
Is it, yeah, right?
I
That's
think
the
it
only
is,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing I know Zyklon from.
Cyclone B, more precisely.
Yeah.
Which always amused me because when I was a kid growing up, there was a washing up powder called Cyclone B.
Oh God! You what? you don't want
They
to.
really,
You do not want to wipe.
wasn't
You
that
don't want
very
to wash it
long.
with that. Yeah, it's not gonna last very long. Let's see. Today is Tuesday, second day of the week. I'm getting closer to the summer coming up. I have, I think, 2 more weeks of teaching at UCLA. I have my lecture Wednesday, Friday, and then we have Monday, Wednesday, Friday next week, and then the final is the following Monday. So, yeah, that's crazy. This whole like 10 weeks has gone by like super fast.
why not?
Yeah,
Because.
it's nice.
Dog. What the fuck is going on? What have I done?
Jaden saying Guten Tag. Why? Well, he knows how to say hello. What's up, Jaden? What's up, Shantrix? Good to see you too.
Good job.
Yeah. Let me see. Any news in the server? We still got the geometry challenge. I think there's one more week after tomorrow. One more week to do it. So if you've done it already, awesome. You'll be entered in for some raffles for some gift cards. If not, I'll make another announcement in the server. We had a fun little Fortnite tournament on Sunday. That was fun. We'll probably do Roblox, I think, this weekend coming up. Umang says, I thought you guys only helped with math and physics. I'm currently studying for my math final, and I'm on break until 5 a.m. Just taking a 30-minute break. Any tips? Yeah. Oh, here, there's the chat. So we help everything, actually. You know, math and physics, yes, but also chemistry, also statistics, any sort of math or science for sure. But any tip? So what do you study? You're studying for your math final. Well, what final is your math in? My general tip for studying for any sort of exam is just to do like a lot of practice questions, and hopefully the teacher gave you, you know, kind of some selected problems, like wink wink, that you should know how to do, and then that's usually a good indication of what would be on the test later. So that's what I would do for studying. Yeah. I'm on break until 5 a.m., dude. That's nuts. Also, like, make sure you get some sleep. Don't study like way too crazy late. Yeah, they did. Okay, perfect. Yes. So yeah, Umang, if they gave you practice questions, make sure you know how to do those. And what I like to do is try to go through them yourself. If you can't get them, it's okay. Look at the solutions. Use ChatGPT to try to help yourself out. But then take a little bit of a break and come back and see if you can still do it on your own. What's up, Jeff? You're trying to bonflation? What do we call it? That's generally the best way I think to study for math, is by doing. I'm not the biggest fan of reading. I call it like passive learning, which I don't know. You feel like you're learning, but then when you have to actually go do something on a test, you'll quote unquote blank. This is where students are like, "Oh, I totally blanked out." And I tell them, "Well, I don't think you would have blanked out if you had practiced actually doing the questions. If you're just reading the questions, then yeah, you can get a little bit of anxiety or whatever, a moment of panic that can just like totally wipe your memory, quote unquote, out. But if you've been doing practice questions, you almost build like a muscle memory to working through exam problems. And when you see a similar problem on a test, you'll be able to just like do it. Yeah. Twitch lag or just you? Maybe. I don't know. It sorts itself out. We just let it run for a bit. I think my bandwidth eventually figures itself out after like a couple minutes or something. Bro, is Trump and Dr. Gold is the penguins getting tariffed? The penguins? Bro, is Trump and Dr. Gold is the penguins getting tariffed? Oh, I get it. I see what you're saying. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I had to understand that chat thing there for a second. Umang says, yeah, just practice 2 to 4 a.m. proofs right now 5 times. Yeah, I agree. That's great, Umang. Yeah, keep doing those. What's with the penguins thing? What's up?
This is why English practice is. This is why English practice is important.
Yeah. Why is English practice important?
So you don't have to decrypt what somebody said because it makes no sense.
Oh, I see. Yeah, with what Shantrick just said. Yeah, my bad. Should have used some commas. Yeah, I was having a little bit of a stroke trying to understand that.
How about some fucking adjectives and all? Just... Yeah,
maybe some adverbs. Maybe some gerunds. We do some gerunds, bro.
What's that one?
Isn't a gerund like kind of like a running or like, I don't know, spinning? Isn't that a gerund? Am I wrong? I don't know.
A doing
feel
word. It's a verb.
Gerund is a verb. Yeah, right? Yeah. What's a gerund? Yeah, like running.
Gerund.
Gerund. It's called a gerund, dude. I swear. What's up, Big Monkey Man? Asking.
It's a word. It's clearly a word you borrowed from German.
Yeah. Anything that ends in ing, it's considered a gerund.
Okay, no.
It says no.
Oh no.
That is a word you borrowed from the Germans and you've done it wrong. That's Gerund.
Gerund, apparently. I believe that Gerond is an old wooden ship. I believe he's an ugly French actor. Or Gerald or something. Big Monkey Man says, any advice for convincing myself to study, especially the boring topics? Oh, okay. That's a good question. Again, I think maybe like little treats, little motivation things help with studying. So for instance, what's up, Fembox? If I know that I need to study these proofs and they're fucking boring and whatnot, I'll maybe say, oh, hey, I'm going to put like some cookies out. And if I do, one of these questions, I'll let myself eat a cookie. Or maybe say, I'll play around a fortnight after I do like 3 proofs. I think some sort of reward system will work wonders for you to study things you don't really want to study. And it's kind of like the carrot or the stick, right? Some people respond better to like, oh, I'm going to fail if I don't do this. So maybe the fear would cause you to study things you don't want to study. But I like to put like, I like carrots better. I think carrots is a better way to get people motivated. Pro tip, you can only eat cookies.
I, however, have a completely different philosophy.
What's your philosophy on what is it?
The beating shall continue until morale improves.
Oh, God. The beating shall continue unless morale improves. To be honest, just do it. Otherwise, you fail. That's the only motivation I need. Again, that works for some people. Yeah, for some people, that is the fear is a great way to force you to do it. But I don't know.
Jared can do an hour and then need a break.
Yeah, I also think like people who like sit down and be like, I'm going to study for 4 hours. Your brain can't really do that for that long. And this is why cramming is a bad idea. If you say, oh, I'm just going to study for my final all of the night before, you're generally not going to have a good time. I have this all the time with students that I tutor during finals. I'll get these phone calls and it's parents that are desperate saying, hey, can you work with my son for like, or my daughter or whatever for 4 hours? And I tell them, I mean, I can, but they're going to stop learning after about the hour and a half mark. Like hour and a half, 2 hours, the brain can't continue to like learn things. It's burnt out. It needs a break. Yeah.
And there's other examples of there's different neural types as well. I mean, there are some people that take it to the opposite extreme where they can do 10 minutes and then they have to take a 10-minute break and so on and so on.
Mm-hmm. Some people can sit down for longer.
Like, no.
Yeah,
you can do it for an hour or else, and it's not practical for everybody.
I mean, and especially in today's society, right? Like ADHD is like all over the roof. So. But the one I've heard that people like is like the Pomodoro timers.
They don't have ADHD.
Well, they just have attention problems or discipline, I guess, right? That's what we call it.
They've got discipline problems. They don't have attention problems. I mean,
they definitely have discipline.
You don't want to know what ADHD is like.
Let's see. Big Monkey Man says it's weird I have finals that decide whether I could get into college, and I feel like I couldn't care less. Well, I mean, maybe that's because you're confident and you think you're okay and you're going to do well. Then yeah, cool. That's great. Yeah. I think if people get really...
That's...
Point out what?
Sorry, I keep talking over you.
No, you're good. Point out what? What do you want to point out? Sensation, you're good, man.
You can't say couldn't care less.
Oh, I couldn't care less. Oh, okay. But we get what we say.
You can't say I couldn't care less. You would say I could care less.
I could care less.
And yeah, so.
Well, I would feel like I couldn't care less is like I'm already at the lowest amount of caring. So there's no way for me to care less than this. That's what they mean by that. Like I couldn't care less. I think it's like we've hit rock bottom. We've hit the rock bottom.
I think I've got it mixed up now.
Yeah. I could care less, I think is the one that doesn't make sense.
Sorry, I've got confused. That's what people usually say.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't care less is
He wasn't
correct.
wrong.
He wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
He was correct. Like back when I was preparing for JE, our teachers used to force us to sit and do problems for hours, like 6 hours, 6 to 10 hours a day. No, that is not, I don't think, well, again, I mean, everything works for someone, I guess, but I don't, that wouldn't work for me. And for the majority of students I work with, 6 to 10 hours of sitting down and studying is, I mean, without breaks is like, that's brutal. Dr. L says I found
it wouldn't work.
It wouldn't work what?
It wouldn't work for most of the population.
No, it wouldn't. No. Yeah, no. That's insane. 6 hours? No one can sit down and like do something for 6 hours. I mean, I can sleep for 6 hours, but let's see. Dr. L says I find a good balance is 55 minutes break for every 5 minutes of homework. Wait, what? Wait. You can't break for 55 minutes just for working for 5. I think you have that backwards.
That really does sound like ADHD.
Yeah, that's definitely some ADHD, dude. Let me see. I've got the stage where I just want it to be over. I want to go on the holidays. Yep, totally get that. Someone says, I'm getting zero financial aid and my parents aren't funding my college. Is another thing unmotivating me. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. What do you want to go to college for, Big Monkey Man? That's you should qualify for some financial aid. It's kind of mean if you don't qualify for financial aid because your parents are rich, but then your parents are also not giving you any, they're kind of like screwing you over there because, they should either, help you a little bit to go to college, or you should claim yourself as independent so that you can qualify for financial aid. Yeah, because if your parents are rich on paper, on taxes, you won't get any financial aid. What's your advice, Sensation?
My advice would be that if you're feeling unmotivated currently, take a year out and then just get shit done yourself.
That's true. I'm kind of confident I'm going to do well enough, which is kind of discouraging. Yeah, that's okay. You could always become a homeless bum. What?
I wouldn't recommend that one either.
Yeah, don't do that one. Let's see.
If there's one thing you never want to feel, it's hungry constantly.
Yeah, hunger
and
is
cold.
It's hard to function if you're hungry.
And you're always afraid as well. You're always stressed and afraid.
Stressed. Which, dude, I find if I'm in a state of stress or uncertainty, as in, if I don't know if I got a job or if I don't know if I'm paying rent, it messes with my memory. I start losing short-term memory function. I don't know where my toothbrush is. It's really discouraging. Let's see. Big Monkey Me says he wants to go to Double E with a minor in computer engineering. That's a solid degree. Can definitely make some money as an electrical engineer. In my country, state provides. Okay, so in my country, state provides financial aid, and I don't qualify, but my parents also aren't rich enough to really support me. Oh, so this sounds like a catch-22. Well, in that case, maybe take Sensation's advice of take a break for a year and make take some cash working somewhere.
Take a year out. Yeah, make some coins, crack on.
Make some coins, crack on. Yeah.
Also, if you just want to do EE, then just you can also take the skills route rather than the educational route.
Mm-hmm. You could go to a trade school or something.
Yeah, or an apprenticeship for a year.
Or apprenticeships. Yeah, they have this in the UK, which I think is very cool. Because Noyce almost got one of these things, and I really wish he would have taken it instead of getting caught up in fucking girl drama. Noyce, but yeah, they have these internships where your job, I guess, pays for you to go to school, and then you're kind of guaranteed a job afterwards, which is really cool. Let me see. Chief Tattooed. Let me see what's in the chat. Chief Tattooed Office says, to be honest, I work with AI in amateur research. Cool. I think actual education. Are you talking about us? Actual education or actual education? Actually educating people is going to be important with AI. I found the performance of AI is directly proportional. Here, one second. You can say words. Proportional to literacy, numeracy for advanced subjects. Yes. I agree. Well, AI is great. Yeah.
Yeah, but it depends what he means by AI.
Yeah, what do you mean by actual education?
If he means LLMs.
Yeah. All you really need to learn is compound interest, and you can work a shit job and save all the money and be rich when you're older. Yeah, I guess that works too. Compound interest does do some good. Yes, but you need money from that job to be enough to pay your expenses.
LLMs up to shit.
Yeah, Chief Tattooed Officer says LLMs. Which I don't know. We're getting towards agentic AI.
Very, very quickly.
Yeah. Well, they're running out of data to train on, right? Isn't that the big thing we're seeing? LLMs are running out. Well, they've scoured everything on the internet.
LLMs are
it's regurgitating, right?
LLMs are basically regurgitation, and that's why they'll just burn out because people will realize, wait, I'm faster than AI. I'm faster than an AI.
It depends. I don't know if it's fast, but also it takes
intelligence.
Yeah. It definitely takes time. I definitely get to reclaim time with AI because I don't have to think as much about writing certain emails or passages and stuff. I can just kind of brain dump what I want it to say, and then it smooths it out. And I'm okay, cool, great. Now I got 20 minutes of my life back to go work on something else. LLMs have stalled on basic level questions. On the other side, I can do a group theory and topology with an LLM, no problem. Okay, cool. So yeah, so we've kind of like, I guess, exhausted all the knowledge on the basic level, but now we're getting into more advanced things. I mean that's cool. Yeah, O3 is powerful these days. Let me see.
I've seen real AI.
You've seen real what? Like the secret government AI that like we don't know about?
Well, there's nothing secret about. There's nothing secret about it. It just kind of disappeared into the background because everyone's shouting about LLMs. But no, I've seen the real thing.
Okay. Where have you seen
Or
it?
a fundamental thing. They basically made a child.
They made a child. Oh wow.
That's about as advanced as they could make it. Toddler. So it could do the kind of things that you would expect toddlers to do.
It just starts putting everything in its mouth. just like, what does this taste like?
But it was impressive because it definitely passed the Turing test.
Oh, okay. They couldn't tell the difference. The Turing test is a cool thing. Yeah. Yeah. What was the AI movie? Yeah, with the child. Was it called The Child? You know what I'm talking about?
It was called AI.
Well,
it was called
no,
AI.
there was AI, the film AI, right? But there's one that came out recently. Oh man, one sec. I'm gonna bug about this. AI movie child recent. The Creator.
Recent.
Yes, it's The Creator. Have you seen The Creator?
Oh, no, I don't know this one.
This one is phenomenal. Phenomenal movie. Yeah, I like The Creator. Very good. If you ever get a chance to watch it, it's a pretty good film, and it's also about like AI and stuff. Oh, and it's the same director as Rogue One. That's why I love it, because Rogue One is like the best thing that Star Wars has put out, like before. I mean, besides the original series. Yeah. Shandrick says, my theory is that LLM sucks for basic level because it's easier to spread misinformation about those topics. Harder topics are often talked about by people who know more to solve them. Oh, okay. So I see what he's saying. So he's saying the quality of the data that AI is trained on more advanced stuff, the quality is going to be higher because you have to kind of know what you're talking about in order to create content on that. Yeah.
Oh, and the LLMs are notorious for being heavy on the censorship.
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of guardrails for sure. And then they start like inserting things that don't exist. Like, I don't know. Yeah, like random DEI stuff during like historical events. It's just like, excuse me, no, it didn't happen. Monkey Man says, I'm limited with jobs during college because I'll be 17 for the majority of my first year. I skipped a year. Also, I didn't qualify for help exam wise, so usually they offer reduced requirements. But because I'm 2E, because okay, helps with students with ADHD, ACT. Okay. I'm trying to go through all this. Although I have ADHD, I'm gifted, so apparently I don't need it, which is, well, also, you know, I have a little bit of a gripe with all these accommodation things that get made in the name of like accessibility or whatnot. Yeah, if you, for instance, are blind or like you can't hear or blah blah blah, like I agree, you should probably get a little bit of extra help on taking an exam or something. But I see it being abused way too much, and I see that as a teacher now at UCLA. I see the requests for like extra time on exams just being given out just like candy. Just anyone can make an appointment with one of the psychiatrists on campus to like qualify them as like, you know, they have ADHD or like, you know, they need to focus and for that reason they need 50% extra time on an exam, or they need an extra quiet like exam test taking environment. But when you get to the real world isn't going to give you double time. You're just not going to get hired or you're going to get fired. So I don't know. I don't think I think it's a good practice to not try to rely on these like extra accommodations for exams, because the real world doesn't give you accommodations. They don't. They just don't hire you. Yeah, I just want help study-wise. That's okay. Yeah, I mean, if you need like extra resources, I mean, that's why we're here, you know. And the internet is, you know, your oyster. There's so much. Yeah, ADA requires reasonable accommodation. Yes, I know, but the issue is that that's getting abused now in the school system, where every kid is just claiming that they have a disability because, I mean, rightfully, so I understand why they're doing it, is because it's such a hack to get twice the time on your exam. You know, you can do so much better in the class if you get extra time to take your test. And so they'll come up with any excuse to get that. It's abused a lot. I see it. And I say you're kind of...
See, we have guards about that.
You have guards about that?
We have guards against that. You have to... If you write on your application forms for whatever that you have a particular disability, unless it's dead obvious, like you're in a wheelchair, they say prove it.
Yeah. I mean, the problem is that, like, you can just get it for, like, depression or whatnot. You can be like, oh, he's depressed, so he needs double time. And I'm like, what? I'm depressed. I'm fucking depressed every day.
Yeah, they wouldn't do that here.
Yes, in the real world, you won't get massive accommodations. Exactly, just reasonable ones. Exactly, right? If you're in a wheelchair and you want to work, your job has to build you a fucking ramp, right? I understand that. But if it's, I'm distracted, I can't focus on things because I scroll social media all the time and I have no discipline, your job's not going to give you twice the time on a project. They're just going to fire you. Yeah. Extra time in a quiet place for exams. I've worked with kids that need that for real. Is it better to deny people that need it so you can stop people from abusing it? Yeah, that's the debate, right? It gets to a point, is what it does. If half the class is requesting extra time and a quiet place to take an exam, then yeah, it's being abused. And and this is exactly what Jeff also points out. It harms the people that don't get it 100%, because the kids who are honest and don't want to cheat and go through this thing are then put at a disadvantage. And I don't know. It's
like I said, there needs to be a certain demand of proof.
Yeah. It's just
you can't just go to some psych and say I've got a problem. They give you a piece of paper. You have to
and that's what it is.
Diagnosis of your problem.
Yeah, they make it very easy. It's very easy for you to get a piece of paper to just say that, like, I have this, like, I need to do this. And then again, it's kind of harmful for the kids who legitimately have these issues to put them through extra, hoops they have to jump through to, like, prove they're actually disabled. But I don't know, man. It's just like humans always try to find some cheat to the system. So you have to do it. Yeah. Yeah.
It's the issue with the hyper-capitalism of the US, though.
Sure, and probably the hyper-capitalism of the medical system too, right? Yeah, you have to pay to get a diagnosis. You have to pay to get a doctor to write something for you.
Here I can just go to the GP and just say, maybe I've got this problem, can you prove it or not?
Yeah.
And
I'll
send you to the right person who will say yes or no.
Right. No, he says, I never felt harmed when I was busting the curve in all my physics exams. Yeah, of course. Yeah, Dr. L, if you're a star student, if, like, you're doing well and whatnot, yeah, you're never affected by this. You're okay because you're already at the top. The issue is that I have kids in my class that are struggling, maybe middle, lower percentiles. And if they had extra time on their exams, they would do phenomenally. But I don't know. It's the world doesn't give you extra time for things. You have to get better at things. It becomes a crutch, is what it is. And I don't like crutches. I don't know. Yeah. And yeah, the argument about do we need exams? We 100% need exams. If we had who do we have? We had what was his name? Perry, the college guru guy, the college admissions counselor, and he talked about this issue when we got rid of the SAT as a required thing for admissions. And I'm seeing it myself. What it allowed is people to then rely on, grade inflation from their high schools to get them into college programs. And then there's no check on, do you understand, like, basic math? The SAT, at least, if you didn't understand basic math and you didn't have, like, a base level of understanding of doing certain things, you wouldn't get a good grade. Like I think standardized tests are 100% needed because it's hard to come up with any other efficient, quick, and fair evaluation of someone's knowledge. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, let's see what Fembox says. Fembox says, in my community college, the rigor demanded from assessments has gone way down in the last decade. At least half our math classes are online. Yes, and even the seated course often have open book tests or take-home tests, and then the students who still manage to bomb are given chance to do corrections to get back some of their points. Yeah, this is where people will start arguing that we're getting way too soft. And we're just pushing people through and being like, yes, everybody can pass. And I'm guilty of this too, honestly. I 100% am. I'm noticing that even in the class that I teach, I really want kids to succeed. And that means when I give exams, I in my mind, I feel like my exams are super easy. Still the average is still like an 80 somehow. But I feel personally that I've also kind of like really undershot. And the issue I have is I'm teaching a first-year physics class to pre-meds where I assume people have at least had some introduction to physics in high school, but apparently I'm not allowed to assume that because in my class, I would say about half of the kids have taken physics in high school, so they understand like some basic things and I can challenge them, but the other half have never seen it. Or for whatever reason, because UCLA doesn't require the SAT, they have a very, very poor background in math. And I have to, I don't want to fail half my class, but also personally, I feel like I need to set some standard for, hey, this is the rigor required for you to like pass. Because if not me, you're going to get burned on the next professor who has expectations that you can do a certain level of things. And yeah.
I don't know, you can always treat them like raw recruits.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, I could be brutal. But then that also discourages people from like keeping in the field, and then it gives physics like a bad rep, and then no one wants to ever pursue it. So it's a balance, I feel like.
Because what you do with raw recruits is you break them down, you treat them like they're scum. You say, fuck all. And there's a point to this, and then you build them up over time, and then they reach a reasonable level of well, in this instance physics, but I was going to say fitness and strength, and
Yeah. Tear them down and
basically
bring them
you're
up.
here because you're cadets, you're scum, fuck all. Let's bring you back up to a normal standard.
Yeah. And then what does that stand? I mean, so yeah, this is Shantrix brings up. He says GPA is a better indicator. GPA is shit. GPA is the worst indicator, I think, of intelligence because there is no standard amongst the schools. And the level of like rigor and the level, how easy the classes are, like GPA is a fucking crapshoot. Cause and then there's even what they call like grade deflation, where like some kids at UCLA are scared to take certain, high level intense courses because they worry that it's going to like ruin their GPA. And I say it's much more important that you understand things versus like worry about that number, being close to 4. That number doesn't really mean anything. I mean, there's some like, there's some standards, there's some minimum requirements for GPA for sure for employers or grad schools and stuff. But in my experience, I don't know, it's kind of a crapshoot. GPA is a crapshoot.
See, again, very, very different for us. I mean, the only SAT that we have is what you call the 11 plus. It's the exam that you take between primary school and secondary school.
Yeah.
And then at the end of secondary school, everything is tested individually.
Uh-huh.
And so they say, what did you get in English? What did you get in maths? What did you get in science?
Yeah.
And the rest of them. But, it's like, I got a C in this, I got a D in this, I got an A in this, and so on. It gets tested individually. So when you go and take the A-levels, because it's then a focus on a specialization, or it's the beginning of a focus, it's like, right, you've got good enough grades in your English, your maths, and your science, you can take your A-levels in maths and science.
And then that stuff is standardized.
Still give a shit about.
Yeah, right. And that's the thing. You eventually have to do, and I don't like teaching for a test. I generally I despise like teaching for the SAT or teaching for whatever some sort of state testing thing, but it is like the only way to give a standard of like what people's knowledge are. Education is a personal journey, the journey of a lifetime. I love that, Dr. O. Yes. Education is forever. In my classes, I just pull out Khan Academy and learn the stuff from other classes because I already know the material. Cool. That's good. Yeah, I'm glad if you're bored, like, go ahead on stuff. I think to solve multiple integral problems to calculate multiple volume. What is someone saying in my chat? Sorry. Where's my chat? Where's it coming from? Where's my YouTube chat? Yeah. Umang says, have I ever given a very hard test? No, I haven't yet. I think my tests are easy. But, and even so, when I see the grade start being pretty low for what I assess, then I start being super generous on my grading scheme. So I start giving like ridiculous amounts of partial credit, or I really like tamper the amount of points I deduct for doing things wrong. As long as they're kind of like on the right track, I end up giving almost full credit just to try to bring the class average up to around a B. I don't want to curve. I hate curving. But I don't know, it's kind of a mess. You don't have to take subjects related to the course you want to pursue. Physics is worth the same as art? That's a little much. Anyways. Okay, I love all these discussions and everything. We should do another like just like podcast education rant. I'm sure we could talk forever about this. You guys got some cool ideas. But we do have some questions that people have asked because we are getting close to finals. Let me see. Is Jaden still here too? Yeah, Jaden's here. Jaden, does Jaden want to come up to the? One second. Let me invite him up to speak. See if he wants to come up. We can go over one of his geometry questions. What's up, Jaden? Jaden. What's up? Do you need help with geometry?
Yeah.
Okay. Which one do you need help with? You sent a bunch of pictures here. Here, I'm gonna show them to you.
I need some practice questions for the geometry.
What?
I need some practice question for the geometry.
Okay. Let's see where it is. Well, I'm seeing what you sent here. These screenshots, right? These ones.
I think we discussed this before.
Did we? Well, you just sent it to me. You sent it to me today at 4:12.
Yeah, but last time I think I sent this question before.
Okay. Let me see. You sent me some DMs probably too. Okay, you need practice problem. Well, okay, well. When students ask me, "Can you go get me problems?" I'm like, "Oh man, dude." Well, that depends on how difficult your class is, right? Yeah. I don't know. Let me think. Does your teacher give you like a textbook? That's what I would say. If I know what textbook you're working out of, then it's easy for me to like. Okay. Why don't you find some questions from your textbook that you haven't done yet? That's the best way to like practice,
But my teacher haven't teach yet. So
your teacher has not taught yet?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I have revision textbook on here, but teacher haven't teach yet, so I need a practice problem on that.
Good luck, Umang, with studying, dude. Let us know if you have any questions about stuff you're going over, Umang, and like I'm happy to help you during the stream here. We'll be on for at least another hour or two. Okay, Jaden, do you have a PDF of your textbook? Can you send me a PDF? Like, do you have a digital version of your textbook? Yeah, send that to me. That's like that's the easiest. Yeah, that's the easiest way for me to help you. Otherwise, we can just like go scour the internet for like random geometry questions, but I don't know. It's not really that useful or helpful because
I couldn't think so. I'm looking at my e-textbook right now.
Okay, cool. So usually when you have
So
like a textbook and it's broken up into chapters, they usually have what's called like a chapter test at the end of the chapter. And that has a lot of good questions that your
yeah,
teacher will usually
yeah,
yeah, okay, cool. So get me a screenshot of those.
one chapter test.
Okay, cool. Chapter test, perfect. Yeah.
The one,
I have a love-hate relationship with geometry. Yeah. Geometry is what I call like the ugly stepsister of math.
I think I do have a note. I'll send you some notes
Okay, send me some notes, dude.
first.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, you were doing. Oh, Big Monkey Man says I was doing some of these today. I'll see if I got any lying around. My stay place is a mess. Yeah. Send them around. These are always kind of weird. The circle theorem ones.
I think this one will come up.
Okay. Send it on over. I hear screenshots happening.
I send a screenshot.
All right, let me see it.
Control C. Wait, okay. Control C. I'll just do help screenshot there and then.
Okay.
Control B.
Ooh, and someone did put some web help cream shops. Oh, thank you, Abhishek. Abhishek, I think, submitted one. Oh, like 30 minutes ago. My bad.
This one I don't understand.
Okay. Exponent rules? This isn't really geometry.
Yep. Oh, sorry. It's not geometry.
This?
Right.
You need help with this? Yeah.
Wait, let me see. Geometry math questions.
I mean, this is a pretty simple thing here, Jaden. It's just like anytime you have a number going to the 0 power, that's always equal to 1. As long as it's not 0 to the 0. I actually don't know what 0 to the 0 is. Is that undefined 0 to the 0?
Geometry questions is like
And anything to the 1 power is just itself.
Area formulas. Is this geometry?
Let me see. Abhishek also submitted this. I'll pull this up. 0 to 0 is indeterminate form. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, why is this not copy the right image, please?
Here's some of this.
0 to the 0 is nan. What does nan stand for again on a calculator? Not something. Okay. One sec.
So
Yes, those are the areas of
numbers.
those are the areas of shapes, Jaden. Those are correct.
So I need a quick revise on that.
You need a what?
Hang on. I've just been saying something and no one can hear me.
I can hear you. What's up?
I was just saying, right, if you want to take a screenshot, it's Windows, Shift, and S,
Yes.
and then drag the mouse across whatever
Windows,
you need to do.
Shift, S, yeah.
It's a faster way to take a screenshot than doing it the long way. So
Here, let me.
I just do that also.
Yeah, here. Well, so yes, Jaden, you sent me a bunch of pictures of like the areas of shapes, but those aren't really questions. Go find me some questions. Go find me some questions,
Okay.
and I'll help you. All right, let me have Abhishek here. All right, he says let R be a positive constant. Consider the cylinder x squared plus y squared is less than or equal to r squared, and C be a part of the cylinder that satisfies. Oh man, 0 is less than or equal to z is less than or equal to y. Fill in the blanks with the answers. Okay. Consider the cross section of C. Your question yesterday was the very tricky one with the fucking pyramids. X equals t. T is between negative r and r. It's a Calc 2 question. Also, wait, what's happening with the lo-fi? Is the lo-fi okay, dude?
PDF.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. This one. I'll just send you the link.
Okay, send me the links, dude. Okay. I see what's happening here, though. So what? This is R?
Big Monkey Man complaining about how wordy maths is in the US. It's like, mate, you clearly have a problem with words generally, based on what you're writing. So,
well, I agree that it can be a little intimidating, right? The amount of fucking I hate all the Shantrik's right that they do this to try to cover all the bases, but in doing so, it can just start being overwhelming to see so many words. I understand. Like we could have a picture would have done wonders here versus writing all this shit. But okay. Because then this is weird. C is a part of the cylinder that satisfies 0 is less than or equal to Z, which is less than or equal to Y. So I get that we're above Z equals 0 and Y equals 0, but also we're in this case where Z has to always be less than or equal to Y. Yeah, exactly. Stop and process it for a bit. Yeah, okay. Consider a cross-section of C by the plane X is equal to T. Like, why? Where are all these letters coming from? X, Y, Z. Okay. Okay. X is equal to some value T, but T is in between negative R and R. Okay. Okay. All right. So the plane is here. I think I get this. Over here. Let me... This is our cylinder, right? And then the plane is that X is just equal to a value, which is between negative R and R. But what does that tell me about Y and Z then? So I get that we're from here to here, right? And then we said that Y had to be greater than 0. And then Z also has to be greater than 0. Oh, okay. Uh-huh. Okay, so we're bounded to here, right? And then we're also bounded, I guess, up here? Right? All of this. But then the... yeah, wait. 0 is less than or equal to Z is less than or equal to Y.
Is this calculus or what?
Yeah, this is calculus too. Oh, and they want to express it in terms of R and T. Oh, okay. Oh, man. Okay. What do they mean by cross section? So they mean like if I take, for instance, like X is equal, let's say like X is equal to like, I don't know, like R over 2. Okay. That means every point along this, right? R over 2, X equals R over 2. That's there. But then the intersection of that, because, okay, 0 is less than or equal to Z is less than or equal to Y. I'm pretty sure that maps out like half of the cylinder. And it maps out the cylinder also that's above Z equals 0. But then as you go further up, you can't go as far out in y, right? As z goes up, because z is less or equal to y, now the region up here that you can like span in y is less. When you're down here, right, y can go all the way out to r, basically, right? Because x squared plus y squared is less than r. But then as you go up, it kind of like it decreases this way. Oh, I see. It's kind of like a triangle, I guess. Well, no, it's like an inverted triangle, sorry. Z is always less than y. Yeah, it could be double integration. Yeah. I'm molding about how there is no universal grading scheme with predetermined letter grade off cutoffs. Okay. What could have been easily an A became an A minus because the professor arbitrarily decided to fuck everyone by changing the... Yeah, well, yeah, I know. That's why it's important to be very transparent about your grading up front. And then never change it, because otherwise, yeah, you get riots. Could be a double integration. Yeah. It is a double integration problem. Well, I think it's a triple. Well, no, it's a double, because it's a surface area, right? But... But you're in, like, 3 dimensions? Let me see. Abhishek, you always asking some really interesting ones. I'll give you that, dude. These boggle my mind. There's a lot of symmetry. Might not need to integrate. Okay, because then let's see, for instance, here. Let's take a cross section. Let's like look here at, for instance, like let's say this is like x is equal to 0. And then this is z, right? For 0 to be less than z or less than y. Okay, well, if x squared plus y squared is less than or equal to r, and then this is 0, that tells me y has to be less than or equal to this, or less than or equal to r squared. That tells me y has to be less than or equal to r. Okay, so the furthest you can go out here in terms of y is you can go out to r. But then we say z always has to be less than y, or less than or equal to. So the further out you go, the more you get for y. So I think this is what this looks like. Right? Is this 0 is less than or equal to z is less than or equal to y? And then I think we're mapping out this, right? I asked yesterday that pyramid question to a student from my college who has really good intuition in geometry, and the guy solved it in a matter of seconds. He didn't even use the absurd method of ChatGPT. I mean, that's cool. I'm curious how he got it, because I couldn't get it. Yeah, right? That line is z is equal to y. Now we're cooking, right? Right? This is z equals y, right? And so if z is less than y, I think this is what it is, right? Okay. Because this would be like x equals something, which is like something like that. Right? What's up, Dr. Pickle Juice? So the cross section would be 2 times the area of that triangle. Well, let's see. Y has to be greater than 0, right? And Z has to be greater than 0. So I think it's just that area. What's up, Devil? Yeah, I don't think it's double. That's the cross section for x equals 0, right? So, okay. Y squared has to be less than or equal to r squared minus x squared, right? We agree with this? So, y squared has to be less than or equal to r squared minus t squared?
Maybe if you can rearrange the formula.
Wait. He says, for x equals 0, you get 2 triangles. One for 0 is less than y is less than r, and the other one for negative r. Yeah, but by this requirement though, Dr. L. Y has to be positive. Y is not allowed to be negative. Right? I'm forced to be, I think, here. And I am forced to be above. So I think I only get 1 triangle. Right? Yeah, right? Okay, cool. Okay. So we know what the length of this is, right? The length of this is going to be the square root of r squared minus t squared. And isn't the height of this also going to be the square root of r squared minus t squared? So I think the area is then equal to 1/2 base times height. So it just should be r squared minus t squared. Do you like Desmos? I do like Desmos. I think Desmos is cool. Alright, are we cool with that? Did I convince you? I feel like I've convinced myself. Okay. Is this right, Abhishek? For the area... Sorry, it took a little bit for me to, like, visualize. It helped me once I just took a single cross-section of, like, x is equal to 0 and, like, just saw what this looked like. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, okay, cool. Alright, nice. Alright, cool. Wow, we got 1 done. We didn't even have to use ChatGPT.
That's dope.
Okay, but now we get fucked. Calculate the volume of C. Okay. Well, this is just integrating this from negative r to r, right? For x equals 0, it is just 1/2 r squared, correct? Yes, because then this goes to 0. Okay. So, if I want to, find the total volume, right? I still want to be... I think it's just this, right? It's just from negative r... Sorry, 1 minus r squared minus t squared. It's negative r to r, and then I think it's 1/2 r squared minus t squared dt. Do a volume of revolution of about the z-axis. Well, no. So I think what happens is I'm building these cross sections, right, at every x, and then I'm just gonna like add them all up. I think that's what that is. Because we said x is equal to t, and then, right? Because this is really r squared minus x squared dx. And then dx is going from negative r to r. So I believe this is number 2. Okay. Question 3. Let A be A be the length of the arc along the base of circle C. Wait. Okay. Base of along the base circle. Okay. But the base is only half a circle. No. Z could eventually go up to R. Yes, because of this. Right? Z had to be less than Y, but greater than 0. And then Y can go up to R, so Z can go up to whatever Y is. Which, yes, could be. Always the long questions, and when you read the end, you forget the beginning. Okay. 2 answers is 2/3 R cubed. Oh, they're saying the answer to this one was 2/3 R cubed. And 3.1 is R theta, and 3.2 is R. Okay. Would we get this though? One second. What is this gonna end up being? This becomes 1/2 R squared T minus 1/6 T to the 3rd. Right? And then you're evaluating from negative R to R. Oh, so that's 1/2. That's R to the 3rd plus 1/2 R to the 3rd because it's minus minus. And then it's plus. Well, let me think. Minus, plus. So then it's another minus. Because you have a minus here. You can have a minus from doing the integral, and then you're going to have another minus from negative R to the 3rd. Okay, cool. Yes, which look at that. Okay, so that's R to the 3rd minus 2/6 R to the 3rd. So, yes, that's 1/3 R to the 3rd. So, yes, that's equal to 2/3 R to the 3rd. Wow, okay, cool. Nice. All right, so we got this right. All right. 2 down. I'm happy with that. Okay. Okay, let A be the length of the arc along the base. So this is the base from the point R0, 0. So that's here. Let's assume this is like R0, 0. Let me see. Big Monkey Man says, I'm a little behind because I was thinking, by the way, this is hell unrelated, but I'm assuming R can't be negative because R is proportional to Z and negative R would imply negative height. So R can't be negative. You're right. But the plane where we're negative R and R. So this distance right here is R. So X going from negative R to R is just X going from here to here. That's from negative R to R in terms of X. And then this is like T squared. Even if T is negative R, you're going to get R squared minus R squared. So what happens is, right, as you're like over here, right, when you're at this part of the plane, this is x is equal to negative r, which means t is equal to negative r, which then means that like t squared is equal to negative r squared, which is just r squared. And then so the cross-sectional area there is 0. And that should make sense, because at that point you're tangent to the edge of the cylinder. Yeah. Make sense? Yeah, okay. And yeah, we got the correct area here. Okay, because once this is equal to the cross section, then this is equal to adding the cross sections. From, we say like x is equal to t, which equals like negative r to r. Yes. Yeah, hit that like button. Yeah, love that sensation. Thank you. Anyways, okay. Let me try to see this last part here. So we have a coordinate point here, which is at r, 0, 0. And we want it to go to r cosine theta, r sine theta, 0. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. That's over here then, right? Sorry, this is it. This is this. And then we have some mystery point here. Sure. Which is parameterized just in polar coordinates, or cylindrical coordinates, technically, I guess. Okay. When am I going to make a new short? I probably actually won't make many new shorts over the summer, just because, in my experience, if I make educational YouTube content over the summer, it kind of does trash on the algorithm. Like, it falls on deaf ears. Because most students aren't in school during the summer, so they're not really looking for it. But I will make them to stockpile them, and then I'll probably start releasing them in August again. I made the mistake in previous years of putting a lot of effort into making like tutorial videos over the summer, and then they just do miserably on the algorithm. Like, no one sees them. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the coordinate geometry stuff. Yeah, totally monkey, man. Okay. Let B be the length of the line segment from the point r cosine r sine theta 0 to the point r cosine theta r sine theta r sine theta. Okay, so this is saying y is equal to z, right? Right? This is x comma y comma y. This is Calc 2, is what this is, but you're right. There's a significant amount of geometry here. Okay, and then, yeah. So wait, the arc length isn't that isn't that just gonna be pi r for A? Am I crazy? Let's see what Abhishek said. Answer 3-1 is r theta. Sure. Yeah. Would love to learn calc, and I'm in school. Am I weird? No, dude. Calc is dope. Yeah, so it's a half circle mapped on a cylinder. You can also learn independently. Totally cool. Yeah, okay, so this is easy. This is just arc length. Which is, yeah, just r times theta. That one's easy. So A equals r theta, sure. And then B, they're saying is kind of going up this way, I guess. Like, so your z coordinate is changing with your y. Yeah, now you realize it's arc length. Yeah, that's all it is for the first one. That's easy, because you're just in the plane. Now this is like 3D arc length, which, I think you're going to go from 0 to theta. And I want to say it's the square root of dx d theta squared plus dy d theta squared plus dz d theta squared, which is also dy d theta squared. And then this is just d theta. I believe this is arc length in 3 dimensions. Right? So, if x equals r cosine theta, then, like, yeah, dx d theta. Back after 30 minutes of solving. Yeah, and b is the length of a line segment. Yeah. So dx d theta is just going to be, what is that? Negative r sine theta. dy d theta. What's up, Penn Center? Shout out, Penn. Yo, look, Penn. We're doing like some calculus 2 stuff, dude. This is a formula the prof puts on the board, thinking it is trivial when we all panic because we've never seen it before. Yeah. It's really just doing like the Pythagorean theorem, but in like integral form. Okay, so this is r cosine theta, and then dz d theta is equal to r cosine theta. Okay, so let's square them all together. So now I have the integral from 0 to theta of square root of... So I have an r squared everything here. So this is just going to pull an r out. And then this is going to be sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta plus cosine squared theta d theta. Yeah, curvature arc length, yeah. What is the Pythagorean theorem? Pythagorean theorem relates like the diagonal of something. If this is like z... this is x and this is y, you get that like z squared is equal to x squared plus y squared. And this is actually kind of, I think the other cool thing right here, Penn, right, is that if I want to describe, if I have something moving in x and something moving in y, then like dz is equal to the square root of dx squared plus dy squared. Sine squared plus cosine squared is 1. Yes, we love it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is why like arc length is just the Pythagorean theorem, I believe, for this. So this is the square root of 1 plus cosine squared theta d theta, and then this isn't to infinity, sorry, this is to theta. And then there's an identity for this. 1 plus cosine squared. Okay, sorry. Hamiltonian says line segment. Oh. You are right, Hamiltonian. Thank you. Sorry, I thought it was being cute with saying, "Oh, let's just get the length of the arc here and then like let's do the length of the arc going up this way." Oh, okay. Oh, so then this is easy. Yeah, is that arctan, Umang? Is what that is? Yeah. Yeah, I guess this is the straight line distance then, isn't it? Well, this is really dumb then. This is super dumb. Don't I just do y2 minus y1 squared plus x2 minus x1 squared plus z2 minus z1 squared? Isn't that all that is? Right? I liked when we were doing like the arc length, but whatever, maybe it is this. So okay. Okay, so this is just this minus this, which is just 0. This minus this, which is also 0. And then r squared sine squared theta. Right? So A is equal to r theta, and then B is equal to r sine theta. Is that all we need? I feel like that's all it is. Let me see. We're in the YouTube chat. We had that. How did A become r theta? Because this is the equation for arc length. Right? Because it wants the length of the arc from r0, 0 to r cosine theta, r sine theta. This is just arc length. Yeah, A is just equal to r theta. And then B is literally subtracting 2 points, which just becomes r sine theta. Yeah, and you said that, right? You said 3.2 is r sine theta. Cool. Yeah, so now we're done. I don't know why we did that, but okay, here we go. Calculate the area of the side. Polar coordinates are frigid. Muy frio. Monkey Man says, what do you think of teachers, professors marking you wrong on a test even though you got the correct answer using correct applications just because you didn't do it the right way, like their way? No, I think that's totally wrong. If especially in physics, because there's so many different ways to solve a problem, if a student gets the right answer and they use like an unconventional method, I don't care. Unless specifically in the question it says like use integration by parts or like use the washer method. Or if I say, for instance, I need you to use conservation of energy for this. Unless it's specified, then it shouldn't matter which way you do it. But, you know, sometimes, for instance, in calculus, when they say, you know, calculate the derivative using the limit definition, there's a reason they want you to do that. And it's to go through all the rigor of having to do the cool algebraic, you know, cancellation and stuff. If you just say, oh, well, the derivative is, you know, e to the x question. The point of that question was to have you go through all the laborious steps of doing limit definition shit. Of the side C with x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared, and express it in terms of r. Oh, these were all the answers. Sorry. Oh, I was like, what are all these boxes, bro? Okay, I got you. Right. So the first one we got was 1/2 r squared minus t squared. This was equal to 2/3 r squared, I think, is what we got. Good. And then this was r theta. And then this was r sine theta. I think that's valid as long as the teacher tells you, yeah, you need to do it a specific way. I agree, 100%. Okay. The area of the side of C? What? Sorry, what is it? What is this question even asking, bro? What? The area of the side of C? C is the part of the cylinder that satisfies 0 is less than z is less than y. So that's like, that's like all these things. So wait. The side of C with x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. So that's just the boundary here, right? Which is that not just half the surface area of a cylinder? I think that's it's 2 pi r a z But the maximum height you can have is equal to r. So this just equals pi r squared. Is that what we said the answer was, Abhishek? Abhishek says the answer to 4 is 2r squared. Okay. So I have pi r squared. You said it was 2r squared. Why? Wait, one sec. As y goes down, so does z. Oh, I think I see what's happening. So, okay, wait, one sec. Yeah, if you're on the edge here, right? Oh, this is very cool, actually. So, we're just adding up a bunch of these. So, this right here, right? This was one of our cross sections. From here, right? And then as we go from here to here, if we want to map out the part of this which is on the border here, we want to just add up what this height is for our cross section. And that height is r squared minus t squared. So I think you're just going to integrate. I think you're going to do this to get it for you. Because as, for instance, as you start going around the circle right here, your y-coordinate is very small, right? And your z-coordinate can only go up to what your y-coordinate is by this definition, right? Z is less than y. So you end up getting like just like something like this as you come around to here, right? Here it's like bigger, here it's even bigger, here it's like kind of small, and then like it's like this. And we want to add up just all these parts, all the back parts of the triangles. That's why US math tends to be so wordy. It's to shortcut, it's to stop people from finding shortcuts to questions. Yeah, maybe. This took a. I think I understand this now. Okay. Okay, but then yeah, how do I do this integral again? Sorry. Oh, because this is a mess. Is this trig sub? I think I have to do trig sub here. How do you pull that integral out? Do we want to like... What? Why is Wolfram not working? Excuse me? Wolfram. There we go. Oh, integral is 0? Wait, no. Oh, yeah, t, no, not t to the t, t squared. I should probably go to sleep, and I'm going to do my best to study even for 3 hours. Okay. Good luck with studying, dude. Let us know how it goes. Sorry, not negative R, negative R. Negative r to r. What's up, Sam? Good to see you. Yeah, is this an easy integral? Oh. Like, yes. Wolfram, can you do this integral for me, please? I know you can do this. Come on, Wolfram. No, it just says no. What? Come on. Is that a hard integral? Can we not do that? Oh, sorry, not negative r to r. Negative r. Sorry, negative. There you go. Okay, Shantrix. Sorry, dude, I keep saying the wrong thing. T squared. Just do that. There you go. Sorry, I keep writing the wrong thing like 3 times. Yes, thank you, Sam. Okay, cool. This represents the area under the half of a semicircle of radius r. Oh, that's cool. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's just 1/2 pi r squared. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, let me see. Is there anyone that's pressed the like button on YouTube yet? Have they? Let me see. What are we at? We got 50 viewers right now, dude. It's pretty cool. Doesn't like my keyframes or something. I don't know. It'll be okay. How do they do this? Oh, they say, yeah, t is equal to r sine theta. That's the thing. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, if we see that t is equal to r sine theta, then dt is equal to r cosine theta. So, I'll change the bounds later. So this is going to be r, and then this is going to be 1 minus sine squared theta, and then it's r cosine theta. Okay, cool. So then this is the integral of r. 1 minus sine squared theta is cosine squared theta. Square root of cosine squared root is cosine theta times cosine theta. So that's r squared cosine squared theta d theta. Okay. And then, oh, you have to use the half angle No, I don't want to do all this. No. Oh. Monkey Man says, also, before I go, I am now realizing that when doing geometry, you can look at the shape from a different plane and it can make the question easier. Oh, yeah. Well, no, the fact that you recognize it, that's a cool epiphany. Okay, whatever. I'm not going to do this integral. Just because I'm getting tired.
No.
So this is going to be 1/2 pi r squared. Okay. But he got 2r squared. I don't know. I feel like this is 1/2 pi r squared. What's up, Jaden? Here, I want to see.
Can you do my question quickly before I go?
Yeah, sure.
Because I have to go to school soon.
Okay. Where's your question?
In your DMs.
Is it my DMs?
Yep.
Okay. Which one do you want to do? There's a bunch here. You want me to just pick one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pick an easy one.
Yeah, alright, let's pick this one. Oh, let's see if we can do this one.
Không có ngồi ra.
What grade are you? Well, he's in Malaysia. Someone's asking in the stream, Jaden. What grade are you in?
Grade 9.
Grade 9. He's in 9th grade. Okay, cool. All right. So here it says calculate the value of x. Give the reasons for your answers. Oh, this is fun. Oh, I wonder how you do this one.
I saw the alternate segment theorem.
Yeah.
That's 42, and that's 42, then 180 minus 42 minus 55, you can get the answer.
Do we say that this is 42? Is that what we say here, Jaden? Do I say this is 42 as
Yes.
well?
Yes.
Because this angle is always the same as the opposite segment over here?
Yep.
Oh, okay, very cool. Okay, and then this is easy. Because it's just 180 minus 42 minus 55. Right? Okay. So
yeah.
what? That's, was it 103? Yeah. No. Ooh, I really messed up. Sorry. That's 97, 180. Sorry, that's like, 97, that's 83 degrees, I think.
83.
I think so.
2.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think X here is 83 degrees then. Right?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Uh-oh. Well, let's do that here. Okay, 42 plus 55. That's equal to 97, right? And I do 180 minus 97. Which, yeah, I think is 83.
That's correct.
Yeah, 83 degrees. Why is QPR equal to 42? Good. Yeah, this is a theorem. Yeah, so this is... If this is a tangent line, like whatever the exterior angle is the same one as this. I mean, let's try to explain why that is. I'm actually kind of curious.
I know why.
Do you know why?
Because any tree touching on the... You see the triangle touching the point?
Yeah.
The trees triangle touching the point, right?
This has to be 180 minus these two, right? Right?
No. Three corners touching the... Three corner touching the any point of the surface is considered alternate segment.
Okay. No, yeah, I get like the definition. I think Femvox wants to know if there's like a proof that this has to work with. And I want to say it's because this is here, right? This tells me this is this is 2 times.
I'll send it here.
I think this is how this works. Because
Okay,
this is 2 times 55. Right? And then this right here, Femvox. This is equal to 2 times x. And then this right here.
Oh, it's 2 times x.
This has to be 2 times 42. Yeah, it is very cool.
What do you mean?
Yeah, because so this arc right here, this arc, the length of this arc in degrees is double what this is, right? Because this like carves this out, right? You see how that carves this out?
2 times 55.
And then this right here carves out this, so that's why it's 2 times 55. And then this, I know it's weird to see, but this is like a line that's connected right here and a line that's connected all the way to here. And that's going to span 2 times that angle, which looks like this, which is 2 times 42. Okay, you see how, yeah, 2 QPR, right? I can see how the purple arc is 2 times. I think you mean QRP. QRP.
You
QRP
2 times
is this.
2 times the 55.
And then this one is 2 times PQR, right? So then you have one left, which is this, right, Fembox? Oh, okay, cool. So the pink one, yeah, the pink one here, yeah, has to be 2 QRS. Even though I know it looks weird because it's here, it's because it's tangent. It's right there. So in this case, you have, oh, okay. I see. One sec. No. I see what you're saying here, Fembox. So here's the cool thing is like this and this measures this, but also this and this also measure this. So that tells me that this angle equals this angle. Because they both technically measure out the same arc.
There's a name for this.
That's really cool, actually.
There's a name for this. It's called
Do you
the
see that,
alternate
Fembox?
segment.
Yeah, I know there's a name for the rule. But here, let me see if I can. I want to show like geometry wise like why this works. It's pretty cool. Maybe it's because I could imagine sliding point P down to meet point Q, and in the limit, angle QPR would become
Angle
QRS. Yes. So watch.
Alright, I have to go now. I
Okay.
guess.
Good to see you, Jaden. This is a cool question, though. I like this.
Maybe I can watch it over live.
Okay, cool. So
I
watch it
got
happen.
to go.
All right, good to see you, dude. So let's say, for instance, right?
Thank
you had.
Thanks, bro.
You're very welcome, dude. Do you see how these two both span the same angle, Fembox? Or the same arc length sector thingy, right? And then if I were to take this, for instance, and just move it more and more this way, until eventually, I don't know, I'm moving it like right here. You see how eventually you get this? And then this has to meet this at a tangent line. Yeah, do you see that? Cool. Yeah. So that's why this angle equals this angle. It's weird to see. We could have also done it just math-wise here, right? So, because these all form a circle, right? I know 2x. And then I'm starting to like these things more and more, actually. These goofy-ass circle theorems. They're actually kind of cool.
Alright, I'm gonna go.
Alright. Good to see you, Jaden. I'll give you a point. Yeah, what? So you have 2x plus 2 times 55 plus 2 times 42 has to equal to 360. So you can cut all the 2's out. And so you get x plus 55 plus 42 has to equal 180. And that's kind of cool. Because then that tells you right here that this thing right here is also equal to x. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's cool. Cool question. Okay. We had a bunch of... Dr. Pickle Juice, you still around? Or is Equity here? Or Shantrix. I should really do yours. Sorry. And then QV also is here. Yeah, okay. We got a lot of good people asking questions here at the end here. Let me see. If Shantrix is back, I'll attempt his. Otherwise, Shantrix is here. Okay, cool. Let's do Shantrix's. You've been waiting. All right, little break. So much math today.
Let's talk about the Rayleigh scattering effect.
That's why the sky is blue. Isn't Raleigh scattering? I think it's why the sky is blue.
Yes.
And it's why the ocean is blue? I think it's Raleigh scattering. I'm pretty sure.
The ocean
This
is blue
is-
because of sharks.
I think it's Raleigh scattering. Yeah, this is it. Something. Yeah. I could go into it at some point, but... Yeah, the strong wavelength dependence of Rayleigh scattering enhances the short wavelength, which gives us a blue sky. And then that's why the ocean seems like it's blue. Because the sky is blue. Yeah. Here you go. Good old X. Blue light scatters more than other colors because it has a shorter wavelength, has more energy. Violet and indigo are scattered out by the atmosphere at high levels. Oh, so we don't see it. So technically the sky should be purple. But we just don't see it because that's at too high of an energy. Yeah. It says, why does it change to orange at dusk? It's a good question. It has to do with the angle. Yeah, that's a... There we go. Red light scatters less and travels further through the atmosphere. Yes. Here you go. This is the picture. So as the sun starts to set, Shantrix, light has to travel further through the atmosphere. Or yeah, and as it travels further, it must be scattering less, and that's why it appears red.
Two things. Just as it hits the horizon line, just as it goes over the horizon line, for a split second it appears green.
Green? Does it?
It does. I've seen it myself.
Okay.
And the other one was, there was an old sci-fi show called Sliders where they go through parallel universes.
Yeah.
And in one of the universes, the sky was purple.
If the light stayed in there, then it would. Yeah. So that's an example of redshift. Kind of, not really. Redshift has to do with velocity of stuff and light, not really distance things are traveling. Or I guess it's kind of related to, but no. Redshift and blue shift is because you're either like moving towards or moving away from something. And it's a Doppler effect, basically, is what it is. I always thought it was the angle it hits at causes total internal reflection with the atmosphere. Yeah. I think it's probably an effect, but I think the main thing is that light has to travel further, and so it scatters less. And if it scatters less, it has to be at a lower energy, and lower energies are longer wavelengths, which is red. Penn Center says Sliders, great show. You know something?
It was, but then it got weird towards the end.
Is it like Lost? Lost got like really weird at the end.
Well, yeah, but there was like the main plot of the story was that they were trying to get back to their own universe.
Yeah.
That's not a spoiler. Just they say from like the get-go. But then sort of towards the end of the thing, they got rid of the main characters that we'd been following through all the series, and they made a bad guy, and the bad guys were like Cro-Magnon man.
Oh, okay. Like
super advanced Cro-Magnon man.
So like caveman, but Smart caveman?
Because they were going on about how Cro-Magnon had like a greater cranial capacity, and what would have happened if, you know, they
They
came from a
evolved.
universe where Homo sapiens never came about, and it just got weird.
It's like Planet of the Apes again. Okay, I'm gonna draw my buckets here for you, Shantrix. I got 3 green, 3 red, 3 blue. Oh, and 3 yellow. I need my 3 yellow buckets as well.
Oh, and
Ooh.
whilst I'm here, we need everyone to hit that like button. We need to get to
Yes.
50.
Yeah,
It's got to happen.
Hit the like button. We do need to get to 50 likes on YouTube, please. We got
And don't
close
forget
last
to share it
time.
with as many people as possible.
I think we got like 20 or 30 last time.
Yes. Still not 50.
Still not 50.
So disappointed.
Don't make Sensation disappointed.
Hmm.
It's very easy. All you gotta do is hit like. Very, very simple. Just smash that button. Okay. He randomly distributes 4 hockey pucks among the green buckets, each equally likely to be put in each bucket. 3 pucks among the red. Okay. So 4 pucks here, 3 pucks here, 2 pucks here, and 1 puck amongst the yellow. Once he's finished, what is the probability that a green bucket contains more pucks than each of the other 11 buckets? Oh, wow. Like any of the green buckets do? Is that what we're saying? Yeah, right, Femvox. Yeah, well, that's how all these questions are, and if I do have to do that, it takes an insane amount of time. I feel like I'm always looking for like a shortcut or like a pattern. Right? Fuck. Because it's like, what's all the different possibilities?
Has YouTube chat crapped out?
Has it? Oh, my bad. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, now it came back.
Oh, rude.
Oh, my bad. The site on the screen doesn't work? Oh, does it not? Oh, why doesn't it work, Chess?
I've thrown a few URLs in there, so hopefully one
Yeah,
will work.
it should just work. 4 and 1 green or 3 and 1 green. 2, 1, 1. Yeah. Try average pucks in each bucket. No, we don't want to do expectation value. No, I don't think we want to do that. I think Penn's right. You can do like if there's 4 here, right? Then that will have more than any of these, right? Because there's the maximum this could have is 3, the maximum this could have is 2. But the probability of that happening is 1/3 to the 4th, right? So, yeah, okay. You could have... no, and sorry, it's 1/3 to the 4th. Yeah, okay. So you could have 1/3 to the 4th. Well, here, let's... I think we do have to do cases. Let's say 4 in green, okay? Because that's a guaranteed win. And then I'm like, maybe we should do 1 minus all the ways you can lose. Right? Okay. Alright, whatever. So, 4 in a green would be 1/3 to the 4th, and then times 3. Yeah, binomial theorem, yeah. Because you could either have 4 in this one, 4 in this one, or 4 in this one. But to do that, you'd have to hit 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. right? Yeah, you could also do this with binomial theorem, which is like it's like n choose p and like n choose number of successes. Is it n choose p, ncp or ncr? Let me look this up real quick. Yeah, this is what I want. Yeah, right. Where's like the successes? I think it's this. This is what I want. Yeah. So number of trials, so number of things being sampled. So in this case, this is always going to be 4, right? So 4 in the green is that. If you want 3 in the green, you need 4 choose 3, and then the probability of success is 1/3. So then that's 1/3 to the third times 2/3 to the 1. And then in that case, the only way that fails, the only way you don't win is if somehow one of these gets all 3 in there. So then this is minus the probability of 3 in red. So then that's 1/3 to the third times 3. Right? Because you have to be the highest. Okay. 2 in green is 4 choose 2. Which then I think is 1/3 to the second times 2/3 to the second. But then that's minus the probability of 3 in the red minus the probability of 2 in the red. So, oh man, that's 3 choose 2. 1/3 squared times 2/3. Yeah. And then it's minus the probability of 2 in the blue, which is just 1/3 squared times 3. And then 1 in the green doesn't count, right? Because if you get 1 in the green, then every bucket's gonna have at least 1. So I think this is all we have to do. Okay. I think we're okay. And I think 3 to the 4th is equal to 243. I think that's where all these 243s are coming from, right? Yeah, okay, cool. So this is 3 over 243. This is going to be... What is 4 choose 3? 4 choose 3 is 4. Okay. So that's going to be 4 times 2. So that's going to be 8 over 243 minus 3. Oh, it's not going to be over 243, though. So that's minus 9 over 243. Oh. Well, that's not good. Why is the probability negative? I don't want that. Oh, damn it. I think I have to multiply by 1 minus this. Right, Pen Center? Give me a sec, I'm cooking. Are you cooking math? Are you cooking actual food? Three. Or I think this is also times 3.
Ooh, we've hit 20.
We've hit 20 likes.
20 likes.
Good job.
Good job, guys. So that's 24 minus 9, so that's equal to 15 over 243. 4 choose 2 is 6. So 18 times 4, that's 72. Cooking meth. Probability is cool, but also kind of annoying at times. I think 3 choose 2 is just 3. Yeah. So that's 9. 18. So that's minus 54 over 243. Right, 9, 18 over 9. No. Yeah, minus 1/3. Okay. So it's minus 81 over 243. I think I have something wrong with this. I don't think I'm allowed to just like subtract these probabilities because I think they have to be like they're like not mutually exclusive or something. Also, look at these answer choices, bro. What? Look at this. 97, 89, 93, 95, 91. They're all so close. That's so mean.
Oh, no.
What's up, 1K? We'll do some other questions that people have asked. And so just watching you guys, what? I've seen this be asked. This, which looks like a nightmare. He's asking me that question. And then Dr. Pickle Juice gave me something in black and white. I can't really see. Yay, stats! Well, this is probability. What's up, Raiden? Wow, just came for your graduation. Yo, yeah, congrats, dude. Good job graduating, dude. That's awesome, dude. Really proud of you, Raiden. You've been around for a while, Judge.
Well done.
Well done. What are the choices? The choices are pretty ass. It's 97, 89, 93, 95, or 91. And then just all over 243.
What's next on the cards for Raiden?
I think he's going to he's in ROTC, I think.
Hoorah.
Penn Center got 2 out of 225. Uh-oh. CSIT. It says CSIT. I think that's a school, maybe? CSIT.
CSIT. I've heard it before. I can't remember.
Computer Studies and Information Technology. Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
Where's that again? Oh, yeah. I see.
Yeah. Computer science, IT stuff. Okay, Shandrix, show us the answer. I'm curious. I think I'm close. I just want to make sure we have time for everyone else's questions, because QV's got one. Oh, QV left, damn. My bad. Yeah, you need to check whether it's distinguishable objects and indistinguishable boxes. They are indistinguishable boxes, I'm pretty sure. Alright, let's see. Let's see what the answer was. Okay. We use the notation A. Yeah, that's why I multiplied it by 3 here, right? I said 4 in the green, you had a guaranteed win. That would be 1/3 to the 4th. But then you could do it in each of the buckets, so that's why I multiplied it by 3. Okay. A pucks in one bucket, B pucks in a second bucket, C pucks in a third bucket. Okay. With one puck to distribute, the distribution... Okay, this is, I think, what you're talking about, like it being indistinguishable, by the way, commentator. Right? Because 100 is indistinguishable from 010 from 001. Yes. You can do better. 0 pucks given. Okay. Since there are 2 pucks to distribute amongst 3 buckets, there are 9 total ways to do that. 3 possibilities for each of the 2 bucks. Sure. Right. The probability of this is 1/3. I got that. Cool. Oh, I think I got close to here. Right. Yeah, and that was the... Wait, I said 3 over 243. Wait, what?
See, here's the thing, though. Whenever someone mentions Puck, I always think of A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Puck from... Oh, yeah, Puck. The fairy or whatever, right?
What is it? Thou fool, thy sprite, thou wandering shade. By thee, of course, of love's unmain.
Oh, wait, 3 to the 4th is not 243. I think that's my issue. Wait. Yeah, it's not. This is 3 over 8. Dude, this is why I'm dumb. Sorry. This is 81. Yeah. Yeah, so I was doing this wrong the whole time. This was not over 243. This was 81. That's 3 to the 5th. Yeah. I'm dumb.
What the fuck was that guy's problem?
Whose?
Like, why? He says, why the fuck are they hanging around? Something about why do they give a shit? I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. It just got removed before I even had a chance to read it. To be honest.
Oh, okay.
Like,
What's up, Equity?
Why give people grief? Go get a job.
People always grieving. Oh wait, this one was okay though. Sorry. Wait, 1/9 is 1/3.
I know where you live.
So this is 27 or 81. Yeah, it was negative. I erased it. Okay, that's okay, man. Whatever you want to do. Okay, here we go. This is I think where things were getting weird. So green, and this could be any. Cool. That was 3/81. There you go. You could have green get 3, which is 24, which I think we had written. Let me see how I had that. Right? That's 2. 4 choose 3 is 4. I had 8/81. They had 24/81. Oh, so no. I'm missing the 3 here. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. Yes. This should have been 24. I don't know why I wrote 8 here. Okay. Cool. And then, okay, you have to multiply the probabilities. Sorry, I was subtracting them here. I forgot that these are simultaneous events. You have to multiply the probabilities here. Sitting here for schoolwork. Yeah, if you're learning, dude. Okay.
You know what I'm talking
Okay.
about. Dakara doyoto.
Is he speaking? Isn't otaku? Isn't that like Japanese or something, dude?
Otaku. It means geek, for lack of a better translation.
Okay, and then 211. You could have green. You could have red. Okay, cool. And then 2-2. Because there would not be a single green bucket with more pucks than any other bucket. As there would be 2 green buckets containing... Oh, bro, that is... Dude, oh my god. Oh, wow. You can sleep now, yes. Yeah, no, that's cool. So actually, there's a really... Okay, dude, this is such fuckery here, dude. Look at this. What is the probability that a green bucket contains more pucks than each of the other 11 buckets? You can't have 2 and 2. Because then technically this one doesn't have more than this one. I thought it was just like the one of the green buckets has more than any of the other buckets. Wow. The green canceling out the green. That's super dumb. Wow. Okay. All right, cool. Whatever. This is a cool question. I liked it. Thanks, Shantrix. Yeah, final answer was B. It was 89/243.
Well done! Well done!
That's a cool question. I was on the right track. I wouldn't have gotten that, the green and the green. Okay. I said it had to be 2-1-1. I guess that would work. Yeah, but then 2-2. Yeah, 2-1-1. Yeah. Wait, did they put one for 2-1-1? Yeah, they did do for 2-1-1, but 2-2-0 they didn't. Got it. Okay, cool. You got 89/90, damn. I did the 1 minus the losses way. Yeah, that's another way to think about it. That's just not a smart way to do it. Okay. Meezan, I see your question, Meezan. I see yours. What's your question for me, Sensation? What's up?
Oh, linguistics question. Right. Second day of the
Yes.
week.
Second day of the week?
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Can you hear me?
Tuesday. Tuesday's the second day of the week.
Large island off the coast of South America.
Large island off the coast of South America. Not Venezuela, sorry. Dominican Republic, the DR?
The other one.
Honduras?
Honduras. Is that
Antarctica?
an
Antarctica? Is Antarctica an island?
island? Oh, that is true, I suppose.
Yes.
Begins with a C.
B's are the C? What? Oh.
Begins with a C.
Island begins with a C.
Sounds like a three-dimensional shape.
It sounds like it's what?
Sounds
Island
like a
off
three-dimensional shape.
Island off the coast, Turks and Caicos?
That's off the coast of North America, isn't it?
Cuba. Oh, I'm fucking retarded. Sorry. I'm sorry. Cuba. Yes.
Large fish found in the Pacific.
Large fish found in the Pacific. Tuna.
See,
It's a big fish.
It's weird. You have such a Americans have such a weird inconsistency with a consonant followed by the U sound. You'll say tuna, you'll say Tuesday, but you'll say Cuba and cube.
Oh well,
But
yeah. Well,
we
linguistically,
always make that y sound.
Yes. Yeah. No, I get it. Well, how do you say tuna then? What do you say?
Tuna.
You say tuna?
Tuna.
Like with a Y?
Yeah.
Like tuna?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Cuba don't
In
count.
English,
What's the
throughout
other one?
In English, throughout the world, with the exception of the US, every consonant followed by a U sound is pronounced y.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, that's cool. Tuna. Chayuna.
Tuna.
It's not a tuma. Okay.
Tuma? Yeah, there's one. There's another one.
There you go. Okay. Equity. Do you need help with this one? What's going on in this?
Caribbean. It's not the Caribbean. Well, yeah.
Caribbean,
the Caribbean of
counts,
North
right?
America.
It kind of is. Okay, here we go. The cafeteria decides to save money by using concentrated acetic acid and diluting it in water to produce vinegar, which is 5%. I want to say this is moles per volume acetic acid. What is the concentration of the vinegar in moles per liter? Oh, is this mass per unit volume? Is that M per V? Yeah, I think this is mass per unit volume. Okay. So let's say we have 1,000 grams of solution. Okay. Which right? Yeah, 1,000 grams of solution. I always forget how this works. If we have 1,000 grams of solution, then I have 50 grams of acetic acid. I don't know, 1,000 grams of solution is around a liter. Does 5% mean 5% of the solution is made of acetic acid? I think so. I think 5% MV, mass per unit volume. Wait, dude, what the fuck is this MV mean?
Mass over volume. Which is weird.
I just don't. I don't know what. Is that? Yeah, mass per volume. Okay. Yeah, here we go. There's 5 grams of acetic acid per 100 milliliters of solution. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. So that's what I was thinking. All right, we were right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, because here's what happens, right? So 100 mLs is equal to 100 grams, because everything has around the density of 1 gram per milliliter. So 5% mass per unit volume would mean that there's 5 grams of acetic acid in 100 grams of solution, which they're saying is around 100 mLs of solution. Does that make sense, Equity? Because water, so like 1 gram of water is equal to 1 milliliter. Yeah, okay, cool. All right. So then you just need to know how many moles this is. So I say, like, how many moles of acetic is equal to 5 grams of acetic. And then I know acetic acid, 60 grams. So 60 grams of acetic. So 1 mole of acetic. And, okay. So that's 1/12. 1/12 moles. But then that's in 100 mLs. So then you divide that by 0.1 liters. Yeah. So 5/60, which is 1/12. But then molarity, right, is equal to moles over volume. And then here we said that our volume, right, if it's 5 grams, my volume was 100 grams, which is 100 mLs. This is the volume of solution. And then this is the 5% M over V. So for every 100 grams of solution, which is every 100 milliliters, you have 5 grams of acetic acid. I mean, kind of like not technically correct. Technically, you have 95 grams of water, right? I guess we're just assuming that 5 grams, the 5 grams of acetic acid is like the same density as water, maybe? I don't know. Or it's close enough. Okay. So your molarity is equal to... Is molarity the same thing as concentration? Correct. It is. Well, that's what moles per liter is. Moles per liter is molarity. So yeah, what do you get there? So you get 1/12 divided by 0.1. So that gets you 0.83 molar. Right? And then they say, what volume of vinegar can the cafeteria produce from a 4-liter jug? Okay, well, that's cool. So this is the concentrated stuff. So this was A. So then B, you just say M1V1 equals M2V2, because you can only have the same number of moles of acetic. So that's the 17.5 molar, right? Times a volume of 4 liters has to equal your diluted molarity, 0.83, times a new volume V2. And this you can just multiply. You can just divide and whatever. So 17.5 times 4, which gets you 70. Divided by that. And so you get that V2 is equal to 84 liters. Okay? So you can make 84 liters of the dilute shit with the 4 liters of the really high concentration. How much water would they need to add to the concentrated? How much water would they need to add to the concentrated acetic acid? So you have to add 80, right? Because you started with 4 liters of it, 4 liters of the concentrated stuff, and then if you want to get the total volume up to 84, you got to add 80. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay, cool. I tell myself I'll go back and review chem someday. Maybe one day I actually will. Maybe. Yeah, chemistry. I like chemistry. I think chemistry is a lot of fun. I really do. I enjoy chemistry. But it's one of these things where I don't know if I would self-study it. I more of just do it because people need help with it. So if I had like assignments I had to do in chem, then I would do more chem. I don't think I would just on my own just start trying to figure out concentrations and titrations and stuff. I don't know. You have to have like a cool like reason to do it. Okay. You have some other ones here. I don't know what this is. What's this question? What's up?
There's many in help screenshots.
There are many in help screenshots, yes. I do see these from like That's a very interesting one. That one looks very difficult. I don't know if I want to attempt that one yet. Let me see. Let me see if I can just quickly explain this one to equity. My class used to use the text by Nivaldo Tro. Oh, I've never heard that guy. Sorry, what? Nivaldo Tro? Oh, ooh, okay. I do know this book. Oh, that's cool. He's at Santa Barbara Community College. Nice. LaCouch says, just came in to say your physics videos came in clutch when I had finals. Fuck yeah, dude. About 2 years ago.
My man.
Where are you now? What's going on now with life? LaCouch. I'm glad I could help you out 2 years ago.
LaCouch.
You must. Yeah, I hope he's not still on the couch. I mean, I'm kind of on the couch sometimes.
I don't even own a sofa.
I own a papasan. That's what I used to like relax. Good morning, dude from India. Good morning to you as well, dude.
Namaste.
Namaste. Just finished advanced mechanics and am about to head into electro. Oopsies. Well, if you ever need help with E&M, LaCouch, feel free. We live stream 3 times a week, and people just submit homework questions. And it's kind of like a free tutoring service. So if you ever need help with E&M, I teach a lot of E&M as well. Can help you out. You're also studying these things. Cool. That's good, Marin May. Yeah, that's the algorithm. The algorithm knows what you guys are doing, and that's why it's showing my stream to you. Because it says, oh, well, he's doing chemistry and stuff, so yeah. Oh, what days? Yeah, totally. Yeah, here. So if you ever want to know when we're streaming, here's the website. It's just calendar.actual.education. Here, I'll post in the link right here if you want.
Wait, where was that MP3 I prepped?
Oh, yeah, I need to go find that. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. That was with AI video stuff, wasn't it? Yeah. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And it's starting at 3, starting at 4, and then starting at 5 is Pacific time when I stream. And then we have some other friends that do math stuff earlier in the mornings. Bro, 1 hour to get my question? Well, we have a little bit of a queue. Yeah, if you come early on the stream, I can help you out. But here, I'll do yours next, Sir Cuba. Is that cool? You want to do? I'll do yours right after this. Let me look real quick at what equity needs help with. Also, where the hell did my where did my Discord go? What?
Hmm?
1 sec. I gotta go find it. Where is Discord? Oh, there we go. Okay. It somehow got like... One second. Let me pop that out. Okay, here we go. Oh, Tuesdays you be around? Nice. Mine is math, solve for E. One sec. Let me see which one his was.
E.
Oh, bro.
Two,
Yeah, but
dude,
this was the question he gave you. Sir Cuba, this is just... This is to intentionally make me upset.
How about no?
I tend to prioritize... Yeah, so I tend to prioritize students who have, like, actual homework questions versus... I mean, I like these. These are fun. I call these, like, Facebook soccer mom questions or whatnot. They're just, like fun little brain teaser tickler things. But if a student has an actual question about, like, something that's coming up in their class, I try to help them out first.
Wait, if you're implying that's actually a question that you're actually stuck on, tell me where the question has come from. So
yeah. I'm stuck for 3 days, he says. Okay. Let me do this real quick. All right, so DI water is H2O equity. This is just H2O, okay? So 1 liter solution. So that, I mean, this is easy, dude. You just say, like, how many moles is equal to 70. Oh, thanks for the follow, dude. Is equal to 70 grams of silver nitrate, which I think is AgNO32. And then you just divide that by 1, and that gets you molarity. Am I a mathematician? I mean, technically my PhD's in physics. Oh, thanks for the small follow right there.
My man.
I do a little bit of everything. I think I can call myself a mathematician, right? Can we call myself a mathematician?
Yeah. You'd need a reasonable level of maths to do physics.
Yeah, right? Okay. All right, Equity. I'll come back to some of yours. Well, let me know any of the other really hard ones, but you wouldn't do M over M? Yeah. Well, what do you mean M over M? You find the number of moles in 70 grams of silver nitrate, and then you divide that by 1 liters. 1 liters. Sure, yeah. 70 over 169.8, yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, you have to do this. Yeah, sure. This is over, like, yeah, whatever, 169.88. And then you divide, and then it's divided by 1 because it's 1 liter. I have not heard of the Sleeping Beauty paradox. What's the Sleeping Beauty paradox? Please tell. I would love to hear about it.
Oh, this isn't going to turn into a temporal mechanics lesson, is it?
Okay.
I hate temporal mechanics.
I think. Let me see if QV's around. I'll do QV's. I feel bad. QV came around twice. Still around. But I was like stuck with other people. May I write it? Yeah, you can write whatever you want, dude. Well, I mean, within reason. Don't take advantage of that. And then Mizan has a cool question about flux. I kind of like this question as well. Divergence theorem. Ooh.
So yeah, why is 1 over 400 0.0025? Well, how many times is 400
How many times is 400 going to 1? No. It's yeah. Or it's how many?
It's your initial question. It's my initial question.
What thing can you put into 1 400 times? That's kind of what you say. Yeah.
Yeah. See, my initial question is always, well, whenever one of these sums comes up, it's like, well, how many times can 400 go into 1? It can. So how many times can 400 go into 10? Can. And so on and so on.
Yeah. Let me see this one. Use the divergence theorem to calculate the surface integral f dot ds. Right, okay. Because, yeah, f dot ds. This is like, if you do this... wait. Yeah, over a surface. Okay. But isn't this also equal to, like, f dot dl or something? Wait, what does divergence theorem say? Sorry. I have to remember. I did forget you to give you a bond card. I'm sorry, Equity. There you go. Okay, where's like just the regular version of it? Right. Okay. So flux, which is div dv, is equal to the integral over a surface of f dot ds. Okay, cool. All these weird things. That's so cool. Sleeping Beauty is put on. Let me see what the Sleeping Beauty thing is before I do this one. Sleeping Beauty is put to sleep on Sunday, and a fair coin is flipped. If it lands head, she is woken once on Monday. Oh God, well, this is getting to be a little bit much. Here, I'll put this here so people can read it while I think about the other one. There we go. But her memory is erased after first waking, so she can't tell which day it is. She has no idea what day it is or how many times dude, what is Sleeping Beauty on, dog? Homegirl needs to, like, practice some wellness. When she wakes up, what should her belief that the coin landed heads? Oh, well, this is kind of cool. Femvox says 1 out of 3.
See, the thing about paradoxes is, any kind of paradox, it's easy to beat with an outside observer.
Monty Hall problem. Is this the goats behind the doors?
Yeah, I know this one.
Every day, every time she wakes up, she has no idea what day it is or how many times she's been woken. What should her belief be that the coin landed heads? So it's like the reverse. Wait. Every time she wakes up, she has no idea what day it is or how many times she's been woken. Well, okay, wait one second. So if it's heads, then she wakes up Monday. But if it's tails, she would also think that she woke up Monday. But then she would also wake up on Tuesday. But these are indistinguishable, right? So I think it's 2/3, right? Because she wakes up, she doesn't know what fucking date is. But oh wait, sorry, that the coin landed heads. So yeah, it's only 1/3. Should be 1/3. Yeah, what drugs is Sleeping Beauty on? Mathematically, it should be 1/2 because it's a fair flip. However, we do not just wake up or up twice, but rather 1,000,000 times. We feel like we're saying 1/2 is odd. I don't think it's 1/2. When she wakes up, she knows there's two possibilities that it could have been heads, right? When she doesn't know what date is, so she's like, I could have woken up because it's heads and it's Monday. I could have woken up because it was tails and it was Monday, and I could have woken up because it was tails and it's Tuesday. But she doesn't know what date is. So only 1 out of the 3 times she's waking up, she can assume that it would have been heads. Right? Yeah, I think so. I guess it's because, but it's still a fair flip, so it's always 50-50, and the other 2 wake-ups are inside 150%. Oh, I see what you're saying. Wait. I see. I think my issue here is that in terms of like waking up, 2 out of the 3 times you wake up it was tails. So only 1 out of the 3 times you wake up it's heads. Because these are indistinguishable, right? Because you erase your memory every time. Right? Okay, here, let me... This is a cool question, QSM, I like it. It's cool. It's kind of a mind fuck. Let me try to do this one, though. Calculate the flux... the flux across S. There are too many mathematicians that don't agree on one answer, I bet. Okay. Let's make a box. Bounded by the coordinate planes. Okay, so these are the coordinate planes. And then you have x is equal to 3. Y is equal to 2. Okay. Z is equal to 1. Okay, cool. I can't draw things straight today. We have 4 calculations because we have, I mean, we technically have 6 surfaces. Right? It's a cube. What my favorite video game of all time is? Ooh. Man. That's a good question, actually. My current favorite video game that I play is The Finals. I love The Finals right now. I think The Finals is the best video game I've played in a while. I used to play a lot of COD back in the day. And if we want to get nostalgic, like, the Need for Speed series is great. Or Tomb Raider.
Need for Speed Underground 2 has the soundtrack, you know what I'm saying?
It does. Need for Speed Underground 2 does have a great soundtrack. Yeah. I grew up on, like, Need for Speed. Need for Speed was great. If you want to get really old, like, you know, we can talk about, like, Commander Keen and stuff, you know.
Nice.
I go back further than that.
Yeah. Thanks, QSM. Appreciate it, dude. Thanks for coming by.
Good job.
Tomb Raider's great. Yeah.
Another follower.
Another follower. Thank you. Sorry, I should be able to do this question. DS is the surface area integral thing. Do I have to compute this for all 6? Do I have to compute this for all 6 faces, though, Mizan? Because I could think about this for, what is it, right? I could say, like, let's say we're computing this here. I'll just, for an example, like what this face would be, right? This face would be located at z equals 1. DS would point straight up, so that would be 0, 0, 1.
Nice.
Right? And then our integral would be from 0 to 3. And then 0 to 2. And then that's going to be dy dx. Right? Yeah. Okay, so if you were doing that for the top one here, right? So now f.ds is going to only pick out the z coordinate one, right? Because this is a dot product. So this goes away, because your ds is only pointing in the z direction. And then your z is equal to 1. So f.ds is going to be negative y e to the 1. So you can just say negative y times e. Okay. So then you end up putting that into here. And here, we can take the e out. And it's just, here, let's take the negative e out. And this is just y. And then, so this is an integral. So that's negative e, 0 to 3. So then that's going to be y squared over 2, evaluated from 0 to 2. I think you can use a Gaussian triple integral. What I did is div f dv. One sec. Div f dv, and then I found that div f. Oh. That's not the divergence theorem. That's Stokes. Or Green's theorem, isn't that? Is that Green's theorem or Stokes' theorem? Okay. Okay. Well, okay. Here would be the, I guess, the slow way to do it. Yeah, Commander Keen is great. You would do this, and you do it for all 6 faces, right? Otherwise, yeah, I think you can use Green's theorem. I think this is what we're thinking of. Okay, one sec. Wikipedia for math is always like dangerous. Because they put so much jargon on here.
Hang on, isn't there like a whole thing in like Wikipedia where there's like a simple page sometimes?
Like a TLDR.
It's an actual thing. It's like simple.wikipedia something. I can't remember now.
This isn't a cube,
Sure,
though.
thing.
This isn't a cube. This is a rectangular prism. It's not a cube, right? Simple Wikipedia? Yeah, right.
I swear that actually exists. I'll look it up.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Oh. Okay. Got you. Okay. Cool. I guess that works too. I wanted to calculate it the manual way. But yeah, this also works okay.
I was right.
Send it to me?
Somewhere. Yeah, I'll put it in office hours.
What is this? What, just the main page for Wikipedia? Oh,
Simple.
Wikipedia. Oh, I love this. Wait, what? There's a simple Wikipedia, dude? Excuse me? From Simple Talk English. Wow. I don't think it has certain things, though.
No.
Okay, but when it tries to make simple things. It's kind of cool. Wait till you check out NLab. The manual way would be crazy. I thought that's the way they wanted you to do it. Okay. Yeah, because that's what I was going to start doing. I was going to start adding up all these integrals on all these surfaces. Because it is kind of what you do in E&M and stuff. But okay, yeah, you could just do this. So, yeah. Div.f. So, what? That's ddx x hat plus ddy y hat. Or it's
we missed another follower. How does that keep happening?
they just keep happening, dude. Plus yeah, df dz fz z hat. Okay. Oh, wait, no. This is not, there's not components here, I don't think. it's df dx plus df dy plus, sorry, it's df sub x dx plus df sub y dy plus df sub z dz. Okay. So this should be equal to this with respect to x. So that's y e to the z plus 2xy z to the third minus y e to the z. Right? Is that correct? That's div.f. And then you want me to integrate that. Well, that seems kind of like painful. Still pretty painful, right? So then that's, yes, you can always, yeah, there you go. Simplify it first, maybe? Oh. Beautiful, Endar. Yeah, this goes away. Okay. So then we just have, I didn't even notice that, sorry. 2xy, z to the third, and then this is dx, dy, dz. That's 0 to 1, 0 to 3, 0 to 2, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, cool. So that becomes 2x squared y z to the third from 0 to 3. And then that's dy dz. So, what's that? 9, 18. So 18y z to the third. Why did you differentiate f? The vector field f becomes div f. Wait, what? Wait. Because isn't that what divergence is? Isn't this what this is div, right? You take the derivative at each coordinate. Right? I'm pretty sure. Okay. Yeah. This is what div f is. It's a scalar because it's a dot product. Yeah. Okay. So then dy, so then that's going to be 9y squared z to the third dz, and then that's from 0 to 2. Oh, you learned a different notation? That's okay, Devil. Appreciate you checking, keep me honest. So then that's 36 z to the third dz. So then that's 9z to the fourth from 0 to 1 equals 9. That's cool. Is the answer just 9? Chaotic? Kind of silly. But oh, I messed up on the dx part. Uh-oh. You know I did. I need to raise this. I need to divide this by 2. My bad. Okay, sorry. Yup. I made a mistake. There we go. Okay, cool. All right, so then this is 9. This is 9 halves. This is 36 halves. So this is 9 halves. Okay, so answer should be 9 halves. Was I correct there? Just x squared. Sorry, where did I mess up, you guys think? No, 2xy z to the third Sorry. This is this. And then when I integrate, sorry, I raise this power by 1 and then I divide by that, so that's why it's that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. You learned the notation that in vector field v equals uvwt, div v is du dx dv dy plus dw dz. Yo, bro, what the fuck? YouTube algorithm crazy. I got to test on this stuff in 2 weeks. Yeah. Oh, okay, you're good too. You're good, man. Okay, sorry. Yeah, here, QB. Which one do you want me to help with? I'll do it right now. QB. Latest one you sent. All right, cool. Doing it. Which one? Good question, by the way. Chaotic, or is that Meeson? Meeson, is that you as well? Are you chaotic as well? Oh, it's Meeson. Cool. No, all good. Optimization problems. You want me to go through all of them? Or is there like a specific one you want me to go through? QB. Anyone? Okay.
Check out Zach's comment.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. I don't know if I want to do the...
knows it's watching you.
It always is, dude. The algorithm always knows. Okay. Here, let's try this one. We'll do this one real quick. Okay, it says find the maximum volume of a cylinder whose radius and height add up to 24 inches. What are the length and radius of the height of the cylinder? So I always so in any sort of optimization problem, you want to write out what you're trying to optimize. In this case, I'm trying to optimize the volume, okay? And the volume of a cylinder, right? That's equal to 2 pi r times h. Oh, no, sorry. That's the surface area, sorry. Pi r squared times h. There you go. This is the volume of a cylinder. Okay. Now, this is in terms of 2 different variables, r and h. I want it to be only in terms of one variable. So I'm going to use another equation that relates these 2 variables together. And in that case, that is the radius and the height have to add up to 24. So r plus h must equal 24. So that tells me that h equals 24 minus r. Yeah, good luck on your exams, guys. Also, feel free, yeah, come by the streams here. We're streaming 3 times a week. Sensation can drop the calendar link if you ever want help getting ready for finals. Okay, so watch what happens here. QV. Do you see how I just replaced h here with 24 minus r? Okay. And now I have that v is equal to 24 pi r squared minus pi r to the third. Do you see that? Do you see that, QV so far? Oh, I just multiplied this through. Good. Now, maximums and whatever happen. So this is a curve. So if I wanted to like look at v as a function of r, this is going to look something weird like this, okay? Because it's of order r to the third. Don't get mad at me about the turning points and stuff. Cool. You're allowed to use calculators? Yeah. So all you have to do to find a maximum is you have to figure out where your graph of v here has the first derivative being equal to 0. And then if it's a maximum, the second derivative needs to be negative. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to say dv dr is equal to 0. And dv dr is going to be equal to 48 pi r minus 3 pi r squared. Okay. So now I can solve. I can cancel out the pi's. I can also cancel out the 3's. So I get 0 is equal to 16 r minus r squared. Right? I got rid of the pi's. I got rid of the 3's. So 0 is equal to r, and then it's 16 minus r. So you have two solutions here, right? Either r equals 0 or r equals 16. Let's get to 30. Yeah, there we go. So this is what we call trivial, okay? Because there's no way to make a cylinder with a radius of 0. That solution doesn't make any sense. This one could be cool, okay? And so what we want to do is we want to check whether this is a max or a min, okay? So to check, here's the easy way to do it. So if r is equal to 16, we can plug that back into our equation here to see what the volume would be. And you want to see if that's a big number or a small number compared to what the other endpoints would be. So the radius at its smallest could be 0, and at its biggest, the radius could be 24, because the radius plus the height have to add to 24. That's one way to do it. You could also do the second derivative. So d squared v dr. So that would be equal to the derivative of this. So that would be 48 pi minus 6 pi r. Okay? And then you plug r in for here. And so that gets you, so I say d squared v dr squared when r is equal to 16 is equal to 48 pi minus 6, so that's minus 96 pi. So that's equal to negative 48 pi. So since the second derivative is negative, that means my critical point is a maximum because it's concave down, okay? And so that tells me r being 16 is a max. So to maximize the volume, I'm going to say, okay, cool, r is equal to 16. And if radius and height have to add to 24, that tells me that h is equal to 8. And that's how you maximize that. To find out the max volume, that's perfect. Okay. So you can also just like take these things and just plug them back in, right? So here's what you do. You just plug this in, right? So pi times 16 squared times 8. So that's 256 times 8. So I think that's 2048 pi. Right? Right, 256 times 8. Yeah, 2048. And then you always want to check the endpoints. So the endpoints is like the radius could be 0, but then volume is 0. Or the radius could be really big. The radius could be 24, but then the height is 0, and then that's also 0. We do have to check the endpoint, Zach. 100%. You don't have the classical cylinder with no radius? Yeah. You do have to check the endpoints, but they're kind of trivial because the endpoint is the radius is 0, but if the radius is 0, the volume is 0. And the other endpoint is that the radius is really big, which the biggest it can be is 24. But if it's 24, the height is 0. So then your volume is still 0. Yeah? Dun, dun, dun. Is our Twitch chat working on my thing? One sec, let me find out. Let me stop this one again. You could have also done it with v of h instead of v of r, right? You can maximize relative to whatever variable you want. In this case, I picked r because it was a little bit easier to substitute in, but You could have also done anything else, yeah. Okay, yeah, it is working. Sensation, thanks. I was just wondering. I hadn't seen anything on the Twitch in a while. So yeah, that's for cylinders and fun stuff. Here's where they can get like kind of weird is when you have like costs. So let me show you this one, QV. Oh, I appreciate it, Zach. A close cylindrical container is said to have a volume of this. The material for the top and the bottom will cost $2 per inches squared, whereas the material for the side will cost $6 per inches squared. Find the dimensions of the least cost. This is why, like, optimization and calculus shit is cool, because this is kind of a real-world problem. Like, let's say for whatever reason, the top and the bottom are cheap, because you don't have to print anything on the can. But the side is expensive because you have to, you know, print decals or fun stickers or some shit. Okay. So, the thing we're trying to maximize is cost. Or minimize, sorry. So I'm going to say, okay, cost, which I'm going to write as C, is equal to $2 times the area, $2 per square inch. So this is going to be $2 times the area of the top and bottom, plus $6 times the area of the side. Do you understand that, QV? You're going to pay $2 for every like square inch on the top and bottom, and you're going to pay $6 for every square inch on the side of the cylinder. Okay, cool. So now let's come out for what these equations are. So the area of the top and the bottom, right? So this is going to be 2, and this is going to be times pi r squared. Okay, and then this is going to be plus 6, and then the area of the side, so that's the circumference of the side times the height. So that's going to be 6 times 2 pi r h. And then this is equal to cost. Okay. So, now we have cost is equal to 2 pi r squared plus 12 pi rh. Sorry, 2 times 2 pi r squared? Yes, thank you. Thank you. It is 2 times 2. You're right. Yep, thank you. Yeah, because, sorry, there's a top and a bottom piece. Yeah, thank you. That is 2. Good catch, devil. Okay, but here's the issue, QV, is that I have 2 different variables again. I got r and h. And I can't take derivatives here unless I really have just one variable I'm dealing with. You only want... They call this, like, variation of... Is this called... Well, whatever. You want to vary one parameter. You want to vary one thing. So I need to use other information here, which is this. The volume has to be 300 pi inches squared. Okay. So the volume of a cylinder, we know, is equal to pi r squared h. And that needs to be equal to 300 pi from this statement right here. So now I can cancel the pi's. And I'm going to get that r squared h is equal to 300, or h is equal to 300 over r squared. Which now I can plug into here. Because watch what we get now. 12, not 16. Yes, another algebra mistake I'm making. I'm messing up on the algebra today. Thank you guys in the chat for keeping me honest here. Yeah. We're hitting the... Oh, we've already been streaming for 3 hours. This is where my brain just starts making dumb clerical mistakes. But it's okay. 4 pi r squared plus 12 pi r, and then this is 300 over r squared. Cool. R's cancel. And I'm left with 4 pi r squared plus 3600 pi all over r, I think. I think that's right. Tell me if I did something wrong with math. And this is cost. Okay, now everything's depending on one variable. So I want to figure out what dc dr is. Like the change in cost over the change in what the radius is. So that's going to give me 8 pi r. And then this is going to be plus 3,600. Yeah, 3,600 over net. Oh, it's minus r squared, right? I have a genius in my class that fails math only because of plus or minus mistakes or copy. Yeah, to me that's like silly. It's like whatever. Okay, and this has to be equal to 0, right? Okay, so I think I did this right. So we're going to cancel some pi's. So then I'm going to get the 8r is equal to 3,600 over r squared. So then r to the third is equal to 3,600 over 8. Which, yeah, you get a calculator, I guess, right? R cubed equals 450. So R is equal to approximately 7.66. Okay. And then, okay, so that's R. So then you can plug that in here to get H. So if I do that squared, and I do 300 divided by that, so then that's 5.1 for H. Okay. So now you have R, now you have H. You could plug it all the way back into here to find the cost. R equals... wait 1 sec. I think I'm okay, right? Yeah, I think I'm okay. Yeah, I think this is okay. Okay, and then if you want to figure out the cost, you can just plug this in. Okay, so let's see what that is. So 4 times pi times this thingy squared plus 3,600 times pi divided by that 7 point whatever. Okay. So that's 2213.8. Seems like a very expensive can. Although I guess like 300 pi inches cubed is quite big. Yeah. Let's just throw this at ChatGPT. I just want to see what it gets. I'm just curious. I probably made an algebra mistake at some point. They happen. Solve this. No. Cool. Yep. 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 7.67, 5.1. Good. Yeah, cost is 22.1 Nice. It's a really expensive can, but... or it's a container, I guess. But yeah, we got the correct answer. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, nice, dude. Here, I'll save these and send these to you. I appreciate you waiting around. Sorry, we got caught up with some questions today. There you go. Yeah, so the main strat QV is figure out what you're trying to maximize. Write out the equation for what that is, and then try to get everything in terms of one variable, and then it's just simple calculus of take derivatives and stuff. Just figure out what the derivative is equal to 0. Nice. Okay, cool. Nice. Any other questions have been asked? I mean, there is this funny one, but he said it took him 2 days for this. What? He doesn't say please to the AI in the apocalypse, he's doomed. Yeah, they're gonna know, dude. You know that meme, right? This one. Where's the meme I'm saying? Where is... Dude, I love this one. Not him. He always thanked us. Free him. That's always a funny one. Alright, let me see if equity's around. I'll finish up his last one. Bob Ross's. Yo, okay, equity. What's up? Which one did we not do yet for you? Was it this one? Mixing a solution of calcium chloride with a solution of potassium carbonate will cause calcium carbonate to precipitate. Suppose you have the following solutions available. What volume of each solution should be mixed together to form 10 grams of the precipitate? Yeah, and the pH one? Okay, cool. Okay, so first things first. Whenever I see, like, grams of the precipitate, I want moles of the precipitate. I just know in general. It's just the thing we do. So I'm gonna say, like, how many moles of CO2 is equal to 10 grams of CaCO3. And then I need a molar mass. It's 100. Wow, it's a nice number. Cool. So 0.1 moles. Vol. Yeah, it's basically 0.1, right? Okay. So I want to say how many liters of CaCl2 is equal to 0.1 moles of CaCO3. Okay. And then I assume this is balanced. Yeah, it looks balanced, right? Okay. So 1 mole CaCO3 is 1 mole CaCl2. And then I know from the molarity of the CaCl2, right? I know there's 0.5 moles of CaCl2 in 1 liter of CaCl2. This is where the 0.5 molar comes from. Okay? So then this is 0.1 times 1 over 0.5. 1 over 0.5 is just 2. So this is just going to equal to 0.2 liters. Now, if we do the same thing for the K2CO3, I failed chemistry last time. Always the rules that apply to 4. Yeah, dude. All the exceptions, bro. Yeah, they're all 1-to-1. Yeah, okay, cool. That's nice. And then, yeah, here you have 1 mole of K2CO3 is equal to 1 liter of K2CO3. So this one is equal to 0.1 liters. So you only need 0.1 liters of this, but you need 0.2 liters of this. That's cool. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah? And then there's a pH one you have a question about? What's a pH one? What are they asking here? What the pH of this solution is? Okay. I think H2SO4 ionizes completely. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, it's a strong acid, right? It's technically a diprotic acid, though, right? But I guess the Femvox, the second dissociation is like 10 times weaker. So we can just say this basically, all of this completely dissociates into H plus HSO4 minus. And so then pH is equal to the negative log of whatever this concentration is here, which will be the same as this. How would you know if it's a strong acid? You have to kind of just know. I mean, there's a list of these things. But also you can look it up by the Ka value. Yeah. So these are the ones you kind of have to know. Anything that has a Ka like above 1 basically completely dissociates. So whatever the concentration of the acid is will also be the concentration of the H plus that it dissociates into. You see how this is just like a one-way reaction there? What is Ka? Ka is an equilibrium acid constant, which you'll get into later. It's using like equilibrium to figure out what pH is. You don't have to use it yet. But I think in general, yeah, it's acid dissociation concept, yeah. So, you should know these ones, I think. These are strong acids. And they dissociate completely. So what you can say there is that like initial concentration equals final concentration of H plus. Okay. Here, this one's not. This one, they say it only dissociates 1.3% of it, okay? Okay. So first thing I need to do is figure out, like, how many moles of H2C2H3O2 is equal to 2.95 grams. HC2H3. Was it HC2? Oh, sorry. Yeah, did I actually not do the answer? Sorry. It's the negative log of 0.025. Sorry. Keep in mind this is log base 10. So, 1.6. Yeah, this one's 1.6. Okay, so for this one, I need to know the mass of this. What was this? Oh, this is just acetic acid. Acetic acid is 60 grams per mole, right? So 2.95 divided by 60 is, yeah, around 0.05. So I'm going to say 0.049. Well, on the answer key, it's 1.3. Interesting. Well, are they really doubling it? Are they doubling the concentration? They shouldn't be. Yeah, they do say it's 1.3. Oh, interesting. Yeah, but okay. That's cheating. Because H2SO4 really only dissociates into a single hydrogen and then it has HSO4 minus. They're saying that this then dissociates again, but this one does not dissociate completely. This one does not dissociate completely. Yeah, okay, because here's what they're doing. They're doing H2SO4 goes to H plus HSO4 minus. And then they're saying HSO4 minus goes to H plus SO4 minus. So you have H pluses from here, and you have H pluses from here. So when you take the negative log of the H plus concentration, you have to multiply this by 2. I don't think I agree with that, though. Do you get that? Equity? Like they're saying overall H2SO4 goes to 2H plus SO4 minus. It can split. It just doesn't split as quickly. I don't think it does. Let me see. Yeah, look at this. So, the first dissociation is complete, but the second one doesn't do that as much. But it's okay. I mean, I get it. Your textbook's taking like the simple approximation, which is okay. In real chemistry land, this doesn't happen because technically this is in equilibrium. Because while this step is complete, this one is not. This one goes back and forth a little bit, and this is where you have to use Ka to figure this out. But this is like the simple approximation. Okay. So one sec. So this is moles of acetic. Yes, correct. Assuming H2CO3 is a strong acid, which it's really not. I think for your teacher, sure. You can double it. But I don't think that qualifies as a strong acid. Right? H2CO3. That's right here. This is a weak acid. H2CO3. Yeah. Yes, correct. But you're only allowed to do that if you know it's a strong acid and it's going to completely ionize. The ones down here, the weak ones, they go back and forth. So only a percentage of it ionizes. And that's what they're saying here in this question. They say, look, only 1.3% of the acid ionizes, okay? So only 1.3% of the moles of hydrogen here are going to count for your pH. And first of all, when we talk about hydrogens, we're talking about these hydrogens, the ones in front, not these. Because when HC2H3O2 breaks down in water, yes, you will get H plus C2H3 O2 minus, okay? But this will only be 1.3% of this. Okay? So you're going to do 0.0013 times the 0.049. And that's going to give you 6.39 times 10 to the minus 5. So this is a concentration of H+. And then you're going to do the negative log of this number. And that's going to get you a pH of 4.19. Oh, you're right. Sorry. I'm writing my percentages wrong. My bad. Thank you. 10 to the minus 4. I don't know. Nightbot's just sassy. Okay, so it's 3.19. Well, that should make sense. It's an order of 10. Yeah. The answer is what? Oh. Sorry, this is not the molarity. Sorry, I forgot. It's only in 500 mils of water. Sorry, it's this. divided by 500 milliliters. Or sorry, times 500 milliliters. Wait, no, divided by 500 milliliters. Sorry, concentration is... Sorry. Whatever. Okay, now that's 2.9. It didn't fall for it. I think there's a timer on it. Okay. Does this make sense, Equity? This is like moles of... Why did I multiply by 2? Because I'm dividing by 0.5. Dividing by 0.5 is the same thing as multiplying by 2. Make sense? Cool.
Good job.
Yeah, you're welcome, dude. Alright, cool. Let's close out the stream. Alright. Thank you, everyone, for coming office hours today. Appreciate everyone's questions. Nightbot doesn't show up in my stream chat. Oh, I don't think so. Yeah, no. I think I have Nightbot whitelisted from it. It's just on the Twitch. Yeah. I think I do. Anyways, okay, cool. Our next stream will be tomorrow. That's gonna be at 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Come on by. Get help with your math or science. It's finals week. If you found us through YouTube and whatnot, go check out the website. You know, Discord and stuff. Thanks for showing me that circle theorem. Of course, yeah. Honestly, I appreciate you asking those questions because I need to convince myself that the circle theorems aren't just like voodoo gypsy magic. So I'm getting more and more comfortable with them as well, which I think is really cool. I used to fucking hate all those circle theorems. I still hate them, but like I'm starting to understand them. I want the circle theorems to feel seen. Wow, 3 hours and 40 minutes. This is almost a record on streaming. We did a lot today. Cool. All right, we're gonna go raid someone. Who do I want to go raid? My friend is DJing. That's fun. Passionate about learning, teaching, and sharing, and wanting a society of permacultural food forests instead of just slop fascism reality. That's very cool. Okay. You guys tell me who you want me to raid. Whoever says in the chat first, I will go raid. We have a bunch of people. High Potential's doing stuff. Astro's playing with Legos. Mr. Age is playing video games. I'm tempted for Zacap. This actually kind of looks kind of interesting. I've never heard what Zacap does. Whatever, let's go raid him. I think he's pretty cool. Okay, cool. Alright, awesome. Okay. Come on by tomorrow. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. We will see you around. Peace.